Recording in progress. It's time for a Leonardo recapulo. So your session picked up last time after you had killed Welrar Myrden and all of the evil wizards and such, or evil wizards. Some were just doing what they were told, following orders. Daphne reanimated Welrar Myrden as a zombie. To be her bitch.
Mm-hmm.
4 rings and a bracelet were found on Welrar, including Tim got 2 things, but he wasn't happy with it. He just wanted a counterspell scroll.
Yeah.
But he got a ring of constant mage armor and a ring of mirror image, something like a couple times a day or something, whatever it says in the thing. At the end of the session, Lord Hans was clutching a scroll of counterspell in the library. When we told him it would take him 6 hours to learn it, he was like, never mind. And then he was like, no, I'm going to pick it back up at the start of the next session. Una doesn't know what her ring does yet. Daphne used a identification machine and found that it's a ring of Misty Step. Jasper got a bracelet of disengage as a bonus action. Which is not a metagaming name at all.
Such a great name.
It is I could just call it the bracelet of disengage.
Don't you touch a word.
Bracelet of quick
No, it was
No.
a bracelet of disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
named after the Great Wizard
Yeah.
bonus action.
Yeah.
Bonus action.
Bonus.
Yes, bonus action. Hasem felt bad about his 3 followers dying, so he put them on the backs of his wolves, and obviously this changed him as a person forever. The group searched Welrar's office. They found deserty artifacts. They found a note that said, "Hey, come meet Goleithikosh in the kitchen basement." They found a journal detailing Welrar's plans for what he would do when he took over the college. They found a mostly universal key to the Mage College. Una, while she was doing that, heard a voice in her head telling her to take back the land and calling her Ganella and offering her power beyond your wildest dreams. Not exactly what happened. You all just sort of relaxed, casting several 10-minute ritual spells like Gentle Repose and something else before going to end someone's torture. You forced a person who didn't want to walk around with you to hang around with you. Her name was Siukin, and as a
Suddenly,
person
she has a problem with following orders.
she just wants to she just wants to teach classes. And you went south, and you found a room where 3 people were being tortured. There was a lizard man who was the coolest person being tortured. There was a screaming person who you ultimately cast sleep on after hypnotic gazing them. And there was a little blonde woman who loves plants, and she wanted to go visit her plants. But there was a cool lizard man who talked to you a lot. You remembered the deal with the oral tradition of passing down the words to the word keepers regarding the barrier. Then you headed to Fajrul and talked to a cannibal on the way. You freed Fajrul, and then he said he's going to figure out what was wrong with the teleportation circle. He's going to go to Borgone and talk to them at the Mage College there. He said he's going to send Schnabel to Parvus. I've got a lot on my plate, going to handle all this. Could you guys check out this Goleithikosh fella? So the party, using the information from the note, decided to go to the kitchen basement to kill Goleithikosh. They were given Welrar Myrden's room as their own. They disarmed a trap on the door of the room. They went into the room and started chilling out. While Hans and Jasper went to the library, screwed around with the mean librarian with the mustache, and eventually found a scroll of counterspell. You're holding it in your hand, and that is where we ended our last session.
What time of day is it right now?
That's a great question, Timothy.
Yes.
I'm so glad you asked. It's been a long time since you slept.
Really?
I believe
It's
you
early evening.
woke up and then flew to the mage college on the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went into the thing. So I think you just woke up and got on the dragon.
We had
So-
breakfast.
What?
We had breakfast, but yeah.
Yeah. No breakfast, no. Now you've got to roll for hunger exhaustion. So that would put it not too late, right? Because you flew in, and then you started looking around for Welrar. You didn't take that much time. You hunted around, then you talked to Schnabel, and then you went into Welrar's offices, and you had your big battle. So I would say it's not particularly late. Maybe like 2, 3. Let's say 3, just because you've done so much.
All right. Jasper, you can head back to the others. I'll be here for 6 hours.
That sounds like a wise choice.
Copying my counterspell into
Yes.
my spellbook. Do I learn the spell while I copy it, or is it just 6 hours to copy?
You will
Hope you
burn.
copy it correctly.
Yeah.
You will burn some gold, and you will make an Arcana roll. You've got a plus what to Arcana?
Let me put plus 8, I believe, but let me double check. My handy reading glasses here. Plus 8.
A plus 8 to Arcana, so it's pretty easy for you to learn spells. But let's see here. When you find a wizard spell of first level or higher, you can add it to your spellbook or the spell level you prefer, and you can spare the time copying that and then you must practice the spell. For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 GP. So
Okay.
you must delete 150 GP, or equivalent spell making materials. Once you have spent this time and money, you can prepare your spell. Now, where is the Arcana roll thing? I think it's 10 plus the level of your spell, but am I an asshole for making my wizard roll Arcana checks to learn
I
spells?
was wondering that.
No.
Not that you were an asshole.
No, Reddit.
But I was wondering if that was an earlier edition rule.
The rule for Arcana check for spell copying is on page 200 of the DMG.
There you go.
I consider this a flaw in 5e design, that it's
Yes.
not in the player's handbook, says this Reddit poster.
Yes, upvote that post.
Yes.
So you'll be okay here? Do you have enough ink?
I'll be alright. I have plenty of parchment.
Yes, but do you have enough? I suppose the librarian could give you some ink. if
I do
necessary.
not wish. I have plenty of my own ink in my scholar's pack here, and
Excellent.
I will elect not to speak to the librarian, as he seems to be a cantankerous sort.
When a spell is copied from a spell scroll, the copier must succeed on an intelligence check with a DC equal to 10 plus the spell's level. So if you have a plus 8,
Yes.
you must roll
5.
a 5
Uh-huh.
or above. And you could always,
Sir.
take some sort of insurance out on this.
Lord Hans.
Yes. Yes, my friend.
Nothing. I spent all my inspirations.
7.
Hey.
Oh!
Yeah, by a nose.
Oh!
After all that we had gone through,
So close!
you'd probably feel wary.
So Jasper, do you stay with him during this 6 hours in the library?
No, I think Lord Hans will be safe, and this sounds boring.
Yes.
Okay, so Lord Hans, you're alone in the library with
Practicing.
your spell book out in front of you, and you're copying and practicing out of the scroll that's there in the library, and you would be here until 9 p.m.
Yes.
So around 6 p.m., Mr. Jerkface comes by, Augustus,
Yes.
and he says, "Pardon me, but the library is closing. You'll need to take your studies elsewhere or return tomorrow."
Forgive me. My dear friend, Augustus.
Tell me what's on your mind.
Oh.
I'm glad you asked. As you look around our city, and as you look around the Mage College itself, you'll see that we are in a very grave existential crisis. Are we not?
I suppose.
We have been given carte blanche by Fadra Rule, now reinstated as head of the Mage College. We have all the resources of the Mage College at our disposal.
Well, he's not my boss.
Yes.
We do receive a lot of funding from the Tamerwin family, for example. Do you have perhaps a note of permission from them?
Well, I'm sure that if you were to ask the noble and esteemed Tamerwin family if they endorsed the actions of a group of nameless heroes, including a mere peasant such as myself, in an effort to save the city and preserve and protect the neutrality of our nation and the sacred gift of magic, I am certain, and in fact, Augustus, I will promise you this, I will, at the nearest available opportunity, if I can, get an audience with Stragian Tamerwin himself.
Well, I find it hard to imagine a commoner such as yourself who smells of manure that you would meet with such a fancy man.
I will turn in a favor with Fadrul, whose life I have just saved mere minutes ago.
Yes. Again,
To
not
get
my
this
boss.
to get this audience with Tamerwin for you.
So what's your plus to persuasion there?
It's going to be pretty high. I think it might even be
52.
a 6.
A
That
6.
is pretty good.
A +6, you say?
Yes.
Well, and yet you stand before this jerk, a commoner. A 6. Roll me a persuasion check.
11.
Total?
Yes.
He says, I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave. The library's closing. And as you mentioned, we are in a difficult time, and I would hate to have monsters entering the library and burning the books.
Yes, fair enough.
Please leave.
I'm going to have to ask you to check out then this scroll of counterspell.
No, this is a reference library. These scrolls are for reference.
Augustus, who is your boss?
Who is my boss?
Yes.
I don't have to tell you that.
Why don't you go fetch him, would you? Perhaps I could have this discussion with him.
I want to speak to the manager.
Yes.
Ned.
That is totally
My name is Hans Karenwin.
Enderwin.
The service is atrocious.
He says, at this hour on this day, I am the manager.
All right. Well then, speaking to you in your capacity as the manager, sir, the fate of the Mage College and this library hangs in the balance.
So you've already failed your persuasion roll.
I will respectfully refuse to leave
You'll
the
have to
library.
try a different tactic.
I will respectfully refuse to leave the library, sir.
Well,
Roll for obstinance.
Intimidation.
Well, I'm going to have to pull you out of here.
What I would ask, sir, please, you may fetch whatever security you need to fetch.
Oh, you seem small and frail, a teenager.
That is true.
I will use my rippling muscles to pull you out of this library. And then he grabs the teenager by the shoulders and starts to pull him up from the desk. Would you like to make an opposed check for grappling if you want to squirm out of his grasp?
Yes, I'm going to squirm out of his grasp.
Oh my god.
Unhand me,
So,
you goon!
Roll for
Help somebody!
Yeah, so you're gonna roll acrobatics.
Alright, and that's going to be a nice +1, I think. Yeah, that's a nice.
Wow, 16 to 18 to 19.
Please allow me to describe the action.
Yes,
Lord
yes.
Hans, remembering his training with Sir Chesley,
I don't know
is
you.
going to perform, as you try to grapple me,
That's my first.
he's going to perform,
Don't make me use what I learned on YouTube today.
he's going to perform a stiff arm, and then get his hand on one side of Augustus's neck, and then hook his left foot
Don't hurt him.
into Augustus's foot, and perform a quick sweep and get him off him.
Okay, so Augustus slams into the counter face first, thunk, and he comes up with a bloody nose. And he's
Oh
like,
my god.
I
Blood all over the
say,
scroll.
violence is never the answer. You, sir, are not fit to use our scrolls. I will return momentarily with guards.
Please.
Yeah, you could have just come back the next morning and
No!
3 hours. Woken up early.
Or you could have used hypnotic gaze, or perhaps
Suggest.
the friends cantrip. Did you take the friends?
Yeah, but
cantrip?
I do, but they're hostile after you.
Yes, but he's hostile now.
Yes.
Suggestion.
You
Yeah.
told him you
8
were going to
hours.
stay in the library no matter what, and now you've used your Muay Thai training on him and hurt him physically.
Hans is smiling.
So he leaves,
All right.
and you get another hour of studying.
I'm copying my scroll.
Yes, you're at 4.5 hours of studying. You need an hour and a half left now.
Excellent.
And he soon returns with 3 guards.
Ah, excellent.
And now there is Augustus still nursing his bleeding nose, and 3 guards.
Ah,
Not in full plate, just guards. Who look more scared than tough. But one of them comes up to you and says,
hey, the library's closed.
Good evening, sir.
You gotta leave.
may I ask your name?
Can you just leave the library, please?
And you are in the employ of the Mage College.
Yeah, look, the library's closed.
Myself and my party have been given full and unrestricted command of the entire...
I'm just here to get you out of the library.
Speak to Fadru, please.
If you don't get up and leave the library, we're gonna have to, hit you and stuff. So can you just
Sir,
leave the library, please?
sir, look around the city. What do you see? Tell me what you
I'm
see.
in a library. How can I look around the city? Come on.
Tell me what you see when you walk outside the doors of this college.
Fire craters and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yes.
We have been tasked.
So why am I arguing with the guy in a library about this right now?
Fair enough. I would ask for this. I would ask for this one favor. I need to borrow...
the guy standing next to him is like, stop listening to him. Let's just fight him.
Excuse me.
And they all move and grab you.
All right. Fair enough.
I
Are
really
we rolling
like-
for initiative?
This guy's like Michael Keaton Beetlejuice voice. It's good.
No, you're going to give me an acrobatics roll again as
All right.
3 guys all try to grapple you.
Jasper's back in the room saying, yeah, when
That's
I
a
left,
2.
everything's good. More times we're back in a couple hours.
You are grappled by all 3 of the guys.
All right.
Getting in the
Okay.
bibliothèque.
Yeah.
And they all start moving you out of the library.
All right. I'm going to hypnotic gaze one of them.
Oh my god.
Okay, so they're moving you, and you look at one of them, and that guy's like...
Is he still
and
holding on to me?
the other 2 keep moving you. as
I'm
you're
going to hypnotic gaze
staring-
another one.
Okay, you lose concentration on the one guy.
That's right. I'm gonna
You lose
hypnotic gaze
concentration on the other guy.
That's
and
right.
He's like, "Whoa," and you stare at the second guy, and that guy's like, "Ah."
All right. And now can I break free of the
And then
one
the third guy
that's
walks
holding me?
back up and grabs you while the second guy falls back.
I'm hypnotic gazing the one guy that I haven't hypnotic gazed yet.
Do you wish to further escalate this matter?
No, but I want them to unhand me. I require the scroll. Gentlemen,
Well, they're just gonna keep trying to drag you out of the library.
what is my crime?
They're getting more excited about it. and
Enjoying a meal, a succulent Chinese meal. I see you know your judo. You've got
Yes, yes, the deep lore of the internet. Very good. Succulent Chinese meal.
What is it?
What is
You
it?
guys look
Show
at
you the
on the
break,
break.
it's very
It's
good.
the greatest video you've ever seen in your life.
It's basically Brian. It's a guy in Australia who's basically Brian Blessed getting like unjustly arrested in Australia, but has like this whole like.
Yeah, he did a dine and dash at a
Street.
Chinese restaurant.
He didn't though.
Oh,
They
really?
thought he did. Yeah, so he's in the right. But we'll show you at the break. It's great.
Gentlemen, please, please.
This is reminding me of somebody getting pulled off a United flight. Actually,
Yes,
I'll tell you what. Why don't you make 3 persuasion rolls?
All right. What am I? +6, So that's a 2.
That's a 2.
22. And
Another
8.
2.
8, yes.
One of them is persuaded, and he's like, guys, let's just let this guy study this scroll. And the other 2 guys are like, he's clearly an asshole. Let's get him out of here.
All right, okay, one more attempt, gentlemen.
And the one guy's like, no, he's cool. I'm not gonna mess with him anymore. But the other 2 guys are like, look, we're doing our jobs, and they're
If you
trying to drag
do
out.
not unhand me, I will have to speak to Fadrul and have you both terminated. Toot sweet.
Yeah, they don't care. They're dragging you out. So you could kill them, or another creative solution, or get dragged out.
Let's see.
You had your moment to use the friends cantrip, or
Actually, when the guy went to get the guy, I was going to just take him the scroll and left.
Yeah,
I was expecting you to use hypnotic gaze on the jerky librarian when there was only one person.
Suggestion.
Yeah, but my hands aren't free now,
I
right?
suggest
you let me finish.
My hands are not free now, right?
Well, they move. They can move.
Mm-hmm.
They're not binding your fingers or your lips.
Mm-hmm.
They're just dragging you out. If you want to fucking cone of cold them and kill them all, you can. Well, I don't know if Fadrul's gonna like it.
This is going to take an interesting turn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hurt anybody here.
This reminds me of some of the classes I teach.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna wall of fire them yet.
Okay.
I don't have charm person or sleep.
Burning down the
prepared.
Children's Rebellion fort, knowing that the prince is inside the Children's Rebellion fort.
All right.
Mad at the guards. Yes?
I'm going to suggest to one of the guards that he restrain the other hostile guard.
If you look at the wording of the spell, it wouldn't really work.
What do you mean?
They can't take an action that they would know makes no sense or is harmful to them.
All right.
So having him get in a fight with the other guard is going to cause him to lose his job. But you could suggest something more reasonable, like you're hungry, you should eat a sandwich.
Yes. Have a seat over there.
And he's like, how many spell slots you got left?
I got 3. I got 1 level 2 left.
Okay, so that guy's like, okay. And he sits down. And now the one remaining guard and Augustus pitches in, and they're pulling you out of the thing. So the one guy you've persuaded, and he's like, we should just let this guy read this scroll. And the other guy's like, oh, I'm sitting down. And then as soon as he sits down, he's like, why did I do that? Because suggestion wears off as soon as someone completes the action you told him to do.
Fuck it. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm hypnotic gazing Augustus.
Okay.
And I'm casting the friend's cantrip on the hostile guard that wasn't just sitting down.
Let's see. So, that's good because the hypnotic gaze is going to wear off if you leave 5 feet of the person you're gazing.
Yes. So Augustus is grabbing me, and he is getting
So,
gazed.
Friends is a concentration spell that lasts up to a minute, and it gives you advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards
damn it.
you.
They just have advantage on the saving throw.
Yeah. You have advantage on charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile to you. That's what Friends does. It gives you advantage on charisma checks against somebody who isn't hostile towards you. This person, however, is hostile towards you. So, the Friends cantrip will not work. You can hypnotic gaze Augustus, but you still have one guy carrying you out. And when he moves you 5 feet away from Augustus, the stare will wear off.
Am I holding the scroll still?
You didn't say you were.
Where's the scroll? How far is it from
you
me?
grabbed your spell book. Maybe that's back
How?
there.
No.
Yeah. Spellbook's back there.
Wow, David's really through.
Let's cut away from this situation for a minute. And we'll,
David's throwing him under the bus.
What?
You forgot your spellbook.
Just trying to, if he got grabbed by
we'll
a couple
cut back
guys.
a few hours to when Jasper arrived back at Welrar Muradin's room. What were you all doing? And
Welcome to Shemyarden.
This is nice. Wow, this is better than the quarters we usually get.
Absolutely, and we had no problems getting inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
A+.
Yeah. So it wasn't locked or anything?
No.
Oh, excellent. Oh, the door looks a little banged up though.
Don't you know wizards?
It's probably Welrar. Yeah.
So where is Hans?
Oh, Lord Hans, he finally found the scroll he was looking for. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
I know
so-
that he has been very emphatic about it. If I will find it, I will immediately take it and learn
Well,
it.
he talked about, I think he thought about stealing it, but, I think he's really coming a long way because he decided to just sit there
Wow.
for a few hours, I don't know how long it takes, and copy it into his spellbook.
No chicanery. No.
Yeah, no chicanery at all, yeah. And I think he's following the library's rules really well.
That is really admirable.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
Probably
That's
be back.
great.
I don't know, 8 or 9 he'll be back.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, he's totally fine.
Do you want to play some cards?
Oh, sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Have someone just be in the corner next to the dead bodies.
Oh, Hassan, I'm so sorry. They knew the risks they were taking, though. We all are going to face those same risks.
They were heroes.
Yes. Yeah.
We can deal you in.
Not tonight, huh?
Okay.
Well, I hope Eagle of Memory or Eagle of Splendor. I always mix it up.
Eagle of Memory.
I hope Eagle of Memory got away okay.
Well, I think
What
if
are you
he
trying to-
hadn't, we would have heard it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's all right. We've given him every opportunity and chance to be the success. We've set him up for success too.
Yeah, and he obviously
safe.
can take care of himself.
One would hope.
Oh yeah. Yeah, how do you drag him like that?
Yeah.
Did we turn out this room much, or we just came in here?
I don't think we've done
we
it.
just kind of got the door
Because
open.
we also thought it was gonna maybe be booby trapped. So I remember at least Daphne just like went right over to the bed. He was like, whatever. But let me see.
Because I remember we like
You look
cut
for
the
traps.
cord and did the door, and then the
Yeah, we did
axe
the door
swung
trap.
out, right?
Yeah, and then we went in.
Yeah, my
But I think
notes
that's
end with
right
we
where-
absolutely can't get in, but we finally do. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where we ended with
Right.
this wing, so I don't think we've actually
yeah, we
looked
can
around the
poke
room.
around a
Yeah.
little bit. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Just be careful, you know.
well, you notice the blue beaded curtain decoration in the back of the room.
Right.
It's really distracting with the one missing.
Is there something behind it or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll check.
I'll lift it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. It's the wall. I guess I'll take a perception and/or investigation check.
Yeah.
I'm down to perceive.
I will guide you.
Sweet. Oh, nat 20.
Woo! You can see Lord Hans being carried out through,
Yeah.
through a window.
So, with the guidance, 31.
Wow.
Holy shit!
What is in this room?
You searched the living shit out of this room! This room has a similar aesthetic to Welrar Muradin's office. There are sort of geometric metal mobiles hanging from the ceiling. He seems to enjoy that aesthetic. There are also deserty objects and things that hint at his enjoyment of the Ozaran expanse, as that commemorative plaque you found in his office seemed to indicate. Yeah, similar vibe to his office, except everything's not smashed. There's a lot of like metal, reedy, crafty kind of decor, including this metal and blue beaded curtain thing on the back wall with lots and lots of blue ceramic beads on it. There is nothing of interest or import in this room. You found it all on Muradin's body and in his office.
Kasim also notices that one of the ledges, just the right hand, hasn't been dusted in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. You notice that Muradin clearly liked to sleep on his side rather than his back or his front.
It's the apnea.
Yeah.
Strange aesthetic, this guy.
Good way about him. Yeah, so you all are just hanging out in his room at like 5 p.m. All of you longing for a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could start at any moment. Your DM will not apply the wait till the end of the day rule to you. You can just start sleeping.
I don't know about you all, but I'm tired, and Handsome just
Sure,
goes into the
Hans
corner
is
and
fine.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm sure Hans is fine.
Yeah, what kind
Oh,
of trouble
yeah.
could he get into in the library?
Yeah,
We
we're
were
just
saying
saying
this.
I hope he knows how to make his way over here. But yeah.
So the wolves disappeared by now.
Yeah, they're just bodies.
So
on the
there's just a pile of bodies, and then the person who fell asleep wakes up and starts screaming again.
Nah.
Oh wait, they're with us?
Yeah, they're with us?
You
No, I thought.
hypnotic gazed and then cast sleep and then put them on the back of the wolf.
No,
with
no,
the dead
no.
body.
Only the bodies. I didn't bring
I
some
think they took-
fucking wizard
I
guy.
think the.
I didn't give a shit about the wizard guy.
Okay, then he slipped off the back of the wolf somewhere when you were rescuing Fajrul, and somewhere in the mage college,
Man.
screaming begins once more.
Yeah, someone else can.
That's
compare
fine,
that.
yeah.
That's all right.
And the cannibal guy looks at the screaming guy hungrily in
Nice.
the hallway of the jail.
Great.
So you go to sleep next to your friends,
Mm-hmm.
Even though
forged
we're
in fury.
in theory in friendly quarters, it wouldn't hurt to take watch. I can stay up first.
Sure. Alright. I can, if you want someone to stay with you, I can do this. Otherwise, I can take a nap too, but I'm feeling okay.
Okay. We'll take first watch.
I think we should let Hassam sleep. Una, do you want second?
Yeah, I don't think Una would, just the state of the world, I don't think Una would go to sleep without Hans being back.
Okay.
Oh, he's in a library. What kind of trouble could he possibly get into?
Right.
Have you met them
Alright, so some of you go to sleep, some of you watch.
Sounds like the three of us are staying up, waiting for Lord Hans.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. But we will
Um,
let Hassam sleep.
okay, the three people that are staying up, roll me a d20.
2.
14.
16.
Good. Okay. No ones. So no red caps and tin soldiers attack you in your bedroom. You guys are chilling. You're waiting. I wonder what Lord Hans is up to. We're gonna cut back to Lord Hans. So Lord Hans, just to sort of put us exactly where we are. There was the librarian told you to leave. You didn't. He left. You got a little bit more time. He came back with 3 guards. 3 guards told you to leave. You didn't. So they started grappling. You got grappled by 3 of them. They're pulling you. Now you have occasionally successfully stopped one of them from grappling you. You cast suggestion on one. You got him to sit in a chair. As soon as he sat in the chair, he got up.
Yeah.
You've hypnotic gazed a couple of them, but as the other ones are pulling you away, the hypnotic gaze wears off. One of them is persuaded to leave you alone. The other 2 are pretty exasperated.
Mm-hmm.
Have you chosen to murder them all, or to be carried out of the library?
I will not murder anybody. I'm going to try to break the grappling of the one person that's holding me just one last time.
Isn't there some magic item that... I guess I gave it to some other group.
Yeah, I've got mage armor and I've got mirror.
You're going to try to use your action to break one of the grapples.
Yes.
Alright, roll.
That's a 16. I don't know what my modifier is.
Plus 1, 17. I rolled an 18.
Ooh.
You do not break it.
Alright.
So the people are continuing to walk you towards the door. You have your spell book with you. Your DM's not that mean, but you don't have the counterspell scroll with you because you did not say, I hold it in my hand as I picked up. So you're being moved towards the entrance. The soldiers, the guards don't really care. They're just doing your job, and now you've angered them, and they feel personally insulted. Like they personally just want to kick you out of this library because you have denigrated their self-respect as people by constantly asking for their manager and telling them that you're, you have everyone's, blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I'll make one final. Do you work with Schnabel? May I speak with Schnabel? Schnabel. You know the name.
Like, we're guards. We don't care.
Fair enough.
You've already angered us sufficiently.
Fair enough.
You didn't say, do you know who I am?
Yes. I can't do who are they? Do they know who I am? I'm Heinrich Squab, you know.
Yeah. But you can still do it. I'm Henry Squab.
I would ask you this. All right. Take me to the Mage College. Take me to the exit and take me to the Mage College door.
We're like a taxi.
Yeah.
Now that you're telling them what to do, they are...
Throw me out of this building immediately, I insist!
Now that you're telling them to do what they're doing, they feel slightly more resistant to doing what they were already doing.
Eject me! No! Get me out of this library right away!
Yes.
I insist. I'll have your job.
I've pulled that.
I'll have your job.
You won't cash my check? I will not be in this bank any longer. You get thrown outside. Now you're outside the library. The doors slam shut. The lights go off. A sign goes up that says library closed for the night.
I'm going to walk away backwards. I'll be flipping the double bird at the library.
Which in Elenia Toth
See
means
you in
thank
the
you very
morning.
much.
Yes.
I will be, yes,
Yeah.
whatever the obscene gesture of this world is, I'm going to be doing it, and I'm going to cause both of my hands to glow with prestidigitation as I flip the double bird and walk backwards from the library.
Okay, no one's looking.
All right.
They're all just like, wow, I've never met a commoner that entitled. Fun thing you could do that you can't do now, you could peek in through the window and then cast Misty Step.
Yes. Ah.
And Misty Step into the room.
Yes.
But can't do it now.
I didn't know you could Misty Step through walls.
You can
See
Misty
it.
Step 30
Anywhere.
feet
As long
to
as
a
you
point
can
that
see
you
it.
can see.
Ah, all right. Well, I would probably just return to the library in the morning.
I
As
don't
if
know.
nothing had happened.
Yes,
That's what he said.
maybe in a different disguise.
Yes, exactly. I've been altering
Hello?
some alter
Look at
self
my
all day long.
mustache.
Yes.
You don't have counter spell.
So, you've got an hour and a half left on learning that spell, and you've been kicked out of the library.
Alright.
I envisioned several ways out of that predicament for you, and they were not taken.
Yes.
Now you're just standing at the top of the stairs in between the Mage College and the library.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I'm going to flip the double bird again for another few seconds.
Uh-huh.
And then I will simply dust myself off and walk back into the Mage College.
All right.
Is there anybody at the reception desk?
Nope.
All right. Then I'm going to walk back to Wilrar's quarters.
All right. You do. You get there, you see 3 of your friends are waiting up for you.
See, Luna, I told you he was fine.
Oh, yeah, I see you completed your scroll transcription.
Oh.
Excellent.
Disgusting, these people. These people.
No, I
These
think everyone here seems...
fools at this Mage College. We should have let them all suffer under this Wilrar.
This doesn't sound like you.
Let's bring Wilrar back to life and reinstate him as the head of
Well,
the
he
Mage
is
College.
kind of alive.
Yeah, I've done my best.
Yeah,
so
we should give
I
him a
don't
new
know
name.
what that's. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Wilrar,
I don't
I'm
know.
making you the president of the Mage College. Actually, it's just the library. You're the boss of the Mage College library now. And your job is to abuse a man by the name of Augustus. Does that sound good to you? Yes, I knew you'd be up for the job.
What happened?
These
You
entitled
didn't
fools.
like break any of the rules, did you?
Please.
Yeah, you didn't. You lived within kind of the bounds of that they set down, right?
No one was harmed.
But it doesn't matter anyway because you got what you
Yeah.
were after, right? So you don't even need to.
Or do you just have to go back tomorrow and finish up?
I need
that
to-
would be a
yes.
real big imposition, right?
I or somebody that may look like a different person will be returning to the college for 90 minutes
Did you
tomorrow
insult
morning.
somebody?
I have not. I was insulted, sir.
Henry,
I was
a commoner.
insulted. Yes.
Hmm.
The state of librarianism in this city is disgrace,
Hmm.
and also security guards. Awful.
What? Security guards?
Yes.
Did you run into some trouble?
Oh,
I don't know. They seem okay.
You might want to keep your voice down. Hassan is sleeping.
oh yes.
You know, it's been a rough time
Fair
for
enough.
him.
Anyway, I could use a long rest myself, and I'm going to need to prepare the wall of fire in which I will encase all library personnel
We
tomorrow morning.
can't antagonize our allies in this fight against these aberrations, right?
Well, it sounds like you had an interesting evening.
You don't mind taking watch, right?
If I see a security guard or a librarian, I'm opening fire.
Yes, the most hated people. Security guards and librarians. May they burn in hell.
Fair enough. As long as I can. Oh, and I still. I actually require another few hours to finish my glyph of warding scroll. So if you don't mind, if there's enough.
Are you making a scroll of glyph of warding? Or
No,
learning?
I'm finishing learning glyph of warding. 'Cause I had a scroll and I have 3 more hours to go. So.
Well,
Long night.
interesting.
If there's enough time for me to complete my scholarly studies,
It's only like, what, 8 o'clock?
Yes.
Yeah, this is not that late.
All right.
How many hours remain on your glyph of warding scroll?
3 hours.
Okay. So, having gotten kicked out of the library an hour and a half before finishing the other one,
Right.
that'll put you at 7:30. So say you get back to the room at, let's just say 8, and then you get an hour and a half left on this one.
Or 3 hours left on this one.
3.5 left.
Not 3 hours.
3 hours left on this one. So that'll put you at 11 p.m. before you can sleep, and you must sleep for at least 6 hours
Yeah.
to not get a point of 1 D&D exhaustion.
Yes, that sounds. So I'll sleep till 5 a.m. That sounds plenty. But I would sleep till 7 a.m. to get a full. Hans believes in a full night's rest.
Yes. All right.
A very delicate circadian rhythm.
Yes. All
So
right.
you start farting around with glyph of warding.
So I'm after 4.5
You seem
hours.
agitated. Do you think you can work? Okay. You seem really.
Well, maybe when
Maybe
the
you need
glyph,
some
maybe when
tea
the
or
glyph
something.
goes off, it'll just be confetti or something at this point. Study, practice.
So you're learning glyph of warding,
I'm
right?
learning. Learning the second half of glyph of warding.
That'll be interesting. I haven't run that spell yet.
Oh, that's a great smile.
So, very good. Well, we know what he's doing, and he's asleep. You you all have been through a lot. Might be a good time for campfire cards.
Sure.
Yeah. So you had a 4-hour battle and everything.
But to do it without Eagle of Memory.
He'd be there in spirit.
Yeah. You could use that thing to just ask him a question. See what the
But
answer
I
is.
am that tired. I don't.
Hey, Luke.
And Hans was holding on to these cards for the group, actually.
What's that?
Hans was holding on to these cards for the group.
Oh, yes,
You wanna
thank you.
ruin
While
one?
I'm studying, please.
I rifled through your backpack to get
please.
them out.
Amuse yourselves with these
And I
cards.
just was like throwing things like, what's this?
Oh, yeah.
A little love note from somebody at the Children's Rebellion.
Take one, pass it down. Do you want to wake up and participate, or do you want to stay asleep?
Probably stay asleep.
Okay.
Can I take a study break to participate?
Uh-huh. I asked her if she wanted to ruin one because I knew that she would fold it hard.
Yeah. That one.
Did we decide who kept these? Is it like the dragon, did I
It
say?
was me.
Hans.
Ah,
I kept him.
okay. So Lord Hans, after his horrible ordeal
Yes.
with these plebeians, decides to increase his relationship with the people that really matter to him,
Yes.
his friends, and he pulls these out after surviving such a difficult ordeal.
Oh, please, I need a study break, my friend. This glyph avoiding spell is going to be really interesting.
And Lord Hans goes first.
Well, let's see. It says your companions. Interestingly enough, if you were in a I can't read. I've been studying these scrolls too long. If you were in a disaster with one of your companions and had to spend a long time waiting for rescue, who would you prefer being stuck with, and why? Well, I'm going to correct the card. Who would you prefer being stuck with? And
I don't think Henry
With whom
Schwab
would you prefer to be stuck?
yeah.
Yes.
How dare the
Yeah,
card
we
end the
ended
sentence
off
with a
with-
preposition?
Yeah.
Well-
You've gotten an excellent education, commoner.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I will return your compliment by saying that I would choose to spend my hours awaiting rescue with my beloved friend Jasper, who could regale me with tales and
Oh, yes.
impressions and jokes, and I would be wildly entertained. I would be disappointed when the rescuers arrived.
Wow, that's very, very kind of you. Very charming. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks again for standing in front of me.
And then you go back to your study.
Yes,
Una, you're up.
Given recent events, this feels rather insensitive.
Uh-oh.
But it says, who in your group do you think will live the longest and likely die the soonest?
You know, it's just speculation, right? It is not prophetic.
No, yeah.
I'm glad they don't do those in your books. Most likely to die.
Glad it has to
Right.
I'm just glad it has to
Maybe not
still
in your high
say-
school society. They do it differently in
Me
Bergonia.
Hopefully. But I don't know what I know about
So most likely to live and
people's
most likely to
lives.
die.
Who do you think in your group will
Lifespan.
live the longest?
Not necessarily lifespan, but given their actions.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you asleep?
I
Bear, bear, bear.
Well,
Snore, 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 snore.
I feel like because the world is an odd place and topsy-turvy, the types like Squab here seem to find ways to slip and slide through the strangest of situations.
That they do.
That is true.
Yes. The School of Hard Knocks. Commoner's upbringing. Helped me every time.
And in terms of who would die the soonest, I will not even entertain the thought of anyone in our party dying anytime soon.
No.
Wish us all long and prosperous lives.
Here, here.
Yes. So, my question was, what mistake have you made that ended up benefiting you? And has this mistake changed the way you handle issues today? So, I was thinking that maybe it was a mistake that I left Lord Hans in the library alone. But I can't really see how that benefited me. But it does call to mind that I, a creature of the stage who's accumulated somehow these magical powers, but still kind of a novice, didn't realize when I suggested to the Kobold King to tell us about the dragon, everything he knew, that others would somehow see that I was doing something magical. So, I guess it's benefited me by learning a little bit more about magic, and yes, it's made me more careful about the way I make suggestions and cast spells.
A punishing DM.
No. Yes, the gods do laugh at you sometimes, but it was good, and I feel like I'm learning a lot about magic from the wizards around me and other practitioners. Actually, everyone.
Yeah, that's
Every
right.
single spellcaster in the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah,
That's right.
this is really different than old school. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Different strokes, I guess. Right, my question is who outside of your immediate family and companions has had the biggest positive impact on your life? And
Yeah, Una like.
yeah, right. Companions, you gotta.
Right.
Right. So for that one, she will tell the party a little bit about Alexandre, who like way back in the character growth, whatever, talked about a little bit, but she'll tell them that it is because of him that I got to leave the farm that I grew up on and went to the city. And if I hadn't gone to the city, there is much I would not have learned and people I would not have met, including my husband.
Your husband?
Yeah.
Does Jasper know about your husband?
I don't think anybody does. Nobody's
No.
ever, that's
Okay,
never
so
come up and
you
nobody's
just
ever
said
asked.
that. I was just...
Yes.
We've
So-
never seen
No,
that.
she-
Your husband?
Yes.
I didn't know that you had been married.
He passed.
I'm so sorry. Daphne.
Thank you. That is.
She's up.
Don't be cry, but yeah.
What happened to him?
He married me.
Well, why would that be, lead to his, what do you mean? This is a riddle. He was killed somehow. He died somehow.
He did.
What was his name?
I'm just gonna look over at you and Henri. He was called Henri.
He would be proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for telling us.
He was the
So
first man I
sorry.
knew.
He must have been quite a man.
He was. Second one!
Well,
So all that to say, I'm very grateful to Alexandre.
He was a friend of yours?
Yes, he's
Yeah.
a good friend.
And you said he was the reason you moved to the city.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So you knew him since your childhood?
Yes, yes. We were meant to actually be married. Neither of us were particularly interested, but were a ticket for each other to leave. So I have not spoken to him in many years, but he was always good for a laugh.
What was he like? What did he do?
He actually reminded me of Hans in some ways.
Oh, very charming.
A bit of a layabout.
you could do worse.
Yeah.
Not as smart.
A dumber Hans.
Well, anyway.
Do you want to wake up and participate, or do you want to stay asleep?
I don't think. Yes.
Metagaming. Never metagame for life. Let me get the cards back, everybody.
Little by little, the veil.
Yes, we got a... Did I get everybody's cards? We got a little bit out of Daphne.
Yeah.
And so everyone settles into sleep?
I'm finishing my clip of
Yeah,
learning.
but I guess we'll take watches, like we said.
Yeah.
Okay, well you already rolled for them.
Yeah.
You guys don't have any NPCs with you that are alive, right?
Just no zombie.
Your zombie looks at the card that he got.
What was a mistake that you have made, that you have learned from?
Mess with the unnamed heroes.
And so Lord Hans finishes his spells,
Yes.
and some people take watch. Is anybody taking watch together that wants to have like a little scene together? Or are we just sleeping? Sounds like we're sleeping!
It's been quite a day.
Okay, so we said that Lord Hans, even with all of his time investment, he spent the whole day doing his stuff, and then he went to sleep, and he's still going to be able to wake up at 6 or 7. What a nice DM you have.
Yes.
Now, did you delete the 150 gold piece cost for the glyph of warding
did.
study as well?
Oh no, not for the good board.
Oh, so that's 300. Such a mean DM. Ah.
Hans got some gold in the Myconid Kingdom, so Hans is living large.
Makes you want to play a war mage from Valda's Spire so that you only have cantrips. You don't have to worry about any of that other crap. Alright, and so everybody else goes to bed. I think, well, I guess you're going to wake up early, but generally speaking, everybody's going to be up around 6, 7 a.m. Do you have anything interesting that you do if you wake up early?
He would probably wander around looking for insects to put in jars.
As one does. I'm pretty sure that was one of the steps in like Kubler Ross's like grieving.
See, this is when you were playing Hassan, you probably wouldn't have thought of saying something like that.
Awesome.
Open book, whatever.
Yep. In the Mage College or out of the Mage College?
He'd try in the Mage College first, and then if he didn't see any, like, directly outside the Mage College.
And we're looking specifically for scorpion, wasp, spider, and
Centipedes.
centipede. Okay, roll a perception or investigation for me.
That is a 12.
You don't find him inside the Mage College.
Alright.
You want to go outside the Mage College?
Yeah, I'll go outside the Mage College.
Alright, you go outside the Mage College in the general vicinity of the large staircase. The large staircase that goes up to the thing.
Why does he do this?
That's awesome.
Just because you
Because you
can.
can.
Yeah.
That's what
Wouldn't you?
I kind of would.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Duh.
He's 1 month younger than Siobhan, so he's got a lot of energy.
That's awesome.
He's 18 months old, and Siobhan's 19 months.
Oh my goodness.
Makes you want to install those kind of screen doors all over the house.
Well, they have to be replaced after he does that a lot. What the fuck was I just talking about? What were we doing? Oh yeah, so you want to search outside. Go ahead and roll to search outside.
That's a 25.
Okay. Roll me a d4. A 1 is a spider and a 4 is a scorpion.
2.
And what were the other two? Centipede and...
And wasp or bee.
roll me a d20. If it's higher than a 10, it's a wasp.
It is a 10.
Okay, so it's a centipede.
Alright.
Cool. But why?
So you find a centipede in a jar.
Okay. I put it in the jar and I dig around that area to look for more insects.
All the insects left because you were putting them in jars. So you found the centipede.
Okay.
Source of protein?
Jake knows what this is. Some sort of
Yeah, I know. I'm really tempted to tell you guys,
Shape-
but clearly,
a
if
new
he wanted
shape-
you to know, he'd tell you.
Yeah.
new shape-changing thing.
Yeah, find out.
Yeah.
So he'll do
So if
that.
he eats the centipede, he becomes Centipede Man.
No!
He's already Rat Boy.
Yeah, I mean he'll basically he figures he went to sleep probably like 3 or 4 hours ahead of them, so
Yeah.
he'll probably just be doing that for like 3 or 4 hours.
Looking for insects.
So one of my Friday night players got infected with were-rat therianthropy, and he doesn't want to cure it. And everybody told him how to cure it, and he's like, oh, can I just find all the curses and get all the curses and be more strong and powerful? And I'm like, it's not going to make you strong. You already have 1 level of exhaustion. You should probably cure this. The other people in his party are like, please cure this so you don't attack us in the middle of the night. Oh well.
So you collect a centipede, and then an eyeball monster comes by and scares you back inside, maybe, or maybe you just walk into it and die. And everybody else starts to stir.
Jasper's going to wake up and do very normal things all morning.
Don't forget that you need to reassert control over your zombie once every 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been like 16 hours. Alright, you guys are waking up. Did you all sleep in one big bed, or did some of you sleep on the floor?
Jasper would sleep on the floor.
Hans is sleeping in one bed.
Daphne's taking bed. Whatever. So,
Yeah,
I guess
probably
so.
slept on the floor.
Alright, you wake up. It's the morning.
But I will say, somewhere in the night, Una, she has all kinds of like super awesome battle scars and stuff all over her, and she's gonna give herself an in memoriam scarification for Henri. It's like, so she's gonna do that in the night, but it's like wrapped up. So you know,
Self-tattoo?
huh?
Self-tattoo?
Yeah,
What is it? Is it an H, or what does it look like?
yeah. It's like a H. She would probably do like HR.
On
She's
three.
Human resources.
So you got HR on your arm. So yeah, you're waking up. You're in Welrard Muirden's room in the middle of the Mage College. It's about 7 a.m. now after all the centipedes hunting and waking.
I attuned to my ring in this night. So do I know what it is? Are you figured out what it was? Or you had one or something else?
A little clerk comes by and drops off
right,
morning
we
food
did
for
know
you.
what yours was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, clerk. Sir,
Thank God.
madam,
Yes.
what time does the library open?
It's probably open right now. Fodger Rule sent me to drop this food off for you. See you later. I hope you don't ask my name and a bunch of information about me.
Does the clerk look like a mage?
Looks like a clerk.
Not a mage?
Looks like FW to clerk.
Yes.
It looks like a person in a little suit jacket.
Does he have an accent like FW to clerk? And can you do it? I've dropped off your breakfast.
Sounds like you should play with yourself.
Yes.
I dropped off your breakfast.
Breakfast.
Sounds like New Zealand to
We've
me.
got some unrest between the Blakes and the Watts.
So this person actually says that, but is talking about like the egg whites and the coffee
Lots of
blacks
eggs.
and the food.
Do I know what my ring is now that I slept with it?
Did you wore it and fondled it and stuff? Yeah, you do.
Berserker ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wish. Is that an immigrant song?
Yeah.
Magic items. So Lord Hans is attuned to. You can say that when you go to the north. We'll play that as the. Okay, so headband of wisdom protection is attuned to Lord Hans. Perpetual mage armor ring is attuned to Lord Hans. Mirror image ring is attuned to Lord Hans. So you're officially filled with attunement. Hassim is attuned to 3 items. Luckstone, Staff of Weakened Woodlands, Tiara of Whimsy. Daphne is attuned to 3 items. Headband of Intellect Protection, Half-Blade of Featherfall, Ring of Misty Step. Una is attuned to the Cloak of the Beast Speaker and nothing else, except now she's attuned to the exclamation point ring, which I will talk about in a second. Jasper is attuned to the Ring of Partial Flying, and the Bracelet of Disengage is not attunement for some reason. So somebody's being really nice to you. The Bracelet of Disengage is not attunement.
Are you using the shortened version of the name?
Yes. As a
Yeah,
person.
what is the full name of it?
The Bracelet of FW to Clerk. Bracelet of Disengage is a bonus action.
The bracelet of
That's the one.
the bracelet of breaking up. That's bonus action.
Now, where is my exact? Oh, I think it's on the page about. Oh, here it is. Yes. So this is a very interesting ring that will give you some extra magic things to think about and do. It is a fragile ring of heat metal or healing word.
That's pretty good.
And it's got an exclamation mark on it in parentheses that it makes you want to call it the Eureka ring.
Eureka.
So
I have found it.
anyone can use this magic and electronic ring around their finger to cast either healing word as a bonus action or heat metal as an action once per long rest. One of the two once per long rest. Every time you use it, roll a d20, and a roll of 2 or below will cause it to disintegrate. It's a 10% chance that it disintegrates every time you use it. Now, here's something that will drive at least you two crazy. The ring has separate concentration from the caster.
Why is that doing crazy?
Because all of our stuff is concentration.
Well, that's
Mostly.
what items are for.
She can use it to cast heat metal on someone and keep concentration on it while she casts a
Other
person or something.
Yeah.
So
That's
that-
pretty cool.
Oh, the concentration is like it's specific to the ring.
it breaks
Yeah.
the rules of 5e in which you can only
Yeah.
have one concentration at a
Yeah,
time.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she could focus on concentrate on heat metal while concentrating on something else. So that is your new Eureka ring.
Think.
Heat metal or healing word. Of course.
2 H spells.
And I suppose, since she's not casting the spell, it's the ring casting it. She could use it while she's raging.
Hi.
I mean, she could maintain concentration on heat metal while she's raging.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wow! I just destroyed my own game. I've been surprised that you haven't used your staff once.
Well,
I
I
forget
don't
that
want
it
it to get
exists.
messed up.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is all the spells cause it to go to 0, so there's no reason to ever cast any spell.
But doesn't it recharge?
Yeah, but every time it goes to 0, you have to roll, and it's like a 20% chance it breaks. So there would be no reason why Hassan would ever use
Well, I'm not bringing you to Vegas.
it.
20% is good odds, man.
Not for something that already gives him a +1 on his spell save. and stuff.
Oh, 'cause I was like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. So you're awake, you got your ring, you're in the middle of the mage college,
Breakfasted.
you've had a repast brought to you by someone interesting with a deep backstory.
That we'll never know.
Yeah.
So, we should just head down to the basement, right?
Well,
Everyone? Should we all head down to the basement? we should kind of get this show on the road.
Here's 10 good berries, everybody.
Oh, thank you,
Yay.
Hassan.
Let's,
Thank you.
let's fucking murder these guys.
My
Yeah.
friends,
Yes.
I need to ask one favor.
Let's maybe you can tell us on the way.
I need 90 minutes.
Well, we all would like time back, right? I mean-
90 minutes to finish the counterspell, which I may need.
Oh,
Alright, yeah, let's
That
fucking
is-
do
that
it.
does
my
sound
friend,
useful.
90 minutes.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's
Now,
do
if I
Too
have,
bad you won't be able to prepare it.
I could prepare it after a short rest. Can I not?
No.
Long rest.
No.
Oh,
Long rest.
oh. Well,
But it is still good. It would still be good for you too.
You'll be able to prepare it next time. It'll
Alright.
take a long rest.
Finish.
all right.
Alright, let's go
Hey,
get
Do you
your.
think you
Where
can
is
show
it?
your face in the
Well, why
library?
would
I don't think I can show my face,
It was something
says
with the card.
says Henry Squab, as he casts Alter Self, turning himself
Amphibious.
into the lizard man from that we recently liberated.
Oh.
Ah, yes. Hello. I am a lizard man. My name is Lizardy.
Wow, is that what you're gonna say? Because that's not great.
You don't remember what the guy's name is?
I don't remember.
Also, what Briusk?
Huh?
I hope you don't encounter him along the way,
Yes. Well,
like in the
Briusk.
library.
that would be funny. And then, if anyone would care to join me in the library, you're welcome to.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is going to be entertaining.
I
Let's
think
help
I
you.
think he
As
should be
a level 2
chaperoned.
spell, yes?
Yes.
He should be chaperoned. Yes.
Sure, let's help you get a book.
Do we need
can go
to?
kill things.
Is there anything we might want to do to honor the fallen or anything?
Yeah, we gotta murder all these fuckers.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
do
high
that.
five.
All right.
All right. So please, I promise this will be quick. Would anyone care to join Daphne?
Absolutely, I am coming.
It'll be
This
an
will be
honor to
great.
have you with me.
Yeah, let's go.
Please,
Yeah.
please call me Bruce.
Maybe we
I'm
should
not
all go.
lizardy now.
Yeah.
Yes, and I remember,
Lizardy was a great name, yeah.
and he may remember. I'm afraid Augustus may remember you, Jasper, as my companion.
That's true. Yeah.
Una
What?
has 81 hit points.
Wait, did
Yeah.
something happen?
Whoa. Well, yeah.
Hi.
Well, you said there was some problem with the librarian and the guards.
Yes, they hate me, and they will perhaps attack me on sight. So.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Wow.
Unfortunately, but they will not attack Briosk, and I simply need one.
We don't know
one-
what kind of shit Bruce started with them in the past.
That's true. We only need 90 minutes, and
I've
I'll
had a
just
lot of,
finish copying the scroll.
Members of the
Alright.
Beach College act very respectfully. in the
Let's do
library.
that.
All right,
Let's go, Lizardy.
all right. We're walking to the library.
All right, you pass Briusk in the hallway. You see him coming from down the hallway. What do you do?
Good morning. Looking handsome, my friend.
Jasper.
Can we rewind that back? There are like no lizard people. He's definitely gonna stop and talk to you about. Are you sure? You want to just say hello to him as a
I'm gonna yes.
Okay, so you guys are walking down the hall, and Briusk sees someone who looks exactly like him, and he says, "Hey, are you from the Swelter?"
Hello, Briosk. It's me, Henry Squab,
What?
the friend who liberated you the other day.
He said he's Lizardy now.
Yes, my name is Lizardy. It's a sort of an experiment we're doing, but I'm borrowing your appearance for just an hour, just for the duration of an alter self.
You're not going to commit any crimes as me, are you?
Certainly not, my friend.
Roll persuasion.
I'm not guiding you because it is funny.
Or deception.
It looks like that's cocked, but it looks like a nat 20 to me.
Looks like an 8 plus something.
Really?
Yep.
You sure? All right, then it's 14.
Okay. He's like, well, normally I would get mad about this, but you did just save me yesterday, so I've always wanted to do this. High five. You look great.
You look better.
And he keeps on his way.
All right, where's Bria's wife?
I think canonically they're just laughing. That's awesome.
I'm gonna go to the to the library.
To the library.
Yeah.
So Jasper's going with you, but he'll be like 10 paces behind.
Yes, sounds good.
But
All right,
Daphne's right up in there. She doesn't want to miss any of it.
we're headed to the library.
Alright, you go to the library. Augustus is not there, but Moila is there.
Ah, Moila.
Moila Lehrer, the librarian, is behind the other desk.
Ah,
And they look up at you and they go, Oi, Bruce! Have you finished the book yet?
no, soon, my friend. Good to see you, Moila.
Yes, I love being in a book club with you.
Oh, it's fantastic, but please,
Tell me what you thought about the last chapter.
please, I can't discuss it yet. No spoilers. No spoilers. I'm not finished.
Oh, I thought I was really looking forward to hearing your opinion. I finished it last week.
Soon, my friend. I've been in a bit of a bind.
Roll deception. I like the voice.
It's not deception.
You can roll with advantage because it's
right,
it's a good voice.
What's my deception? I'm glad I ran into Briask and got to hear his voice. That's good. That's my first roll. Was,
Hello,
Oh my
it's me, Bruce.
my first roll is an 18, so that's a 24.
Okay, you don't want to take
Do you
your
want me to
second roll.
see
just
if I
in
get a
case
nat
you-
20?
nat
13,
Okay. Okay, so Moila is like, oh, okay, well, you need to find a book or something, I suppose.
I just need 9 minutes.
Oh.
I'm working on Moila, I'm working on an important scroll for my friends here. I need 90 minutes, completely undisturbed.
Your voice sounds different now.
I need 90 minutes, completely undisturbed.
Okay,
Thank you. To the reference section, my friends.
Doodle-doodle-doo.
you all are friends with Bruce?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saved his life.
Wow. All right, you go in the library. You learn the spell.
Yes.
You learn
Yeah.
the spell. You learn the spell. You learn the spell.
We're leaving the library.
Wait, how long does Alter Self last?
Alter Self lasts 60 minutes, so I'm walking out as Henry Squell.
Okay.
And what I'm going to attempt to do is just walk out as though nothing is different.
One of the guards from yesterday notices you.
But doesn't that mean you look like Lord Huntsman?
Yeah, I mean, I have like my, disguise, my normal
newer-
disguise.
Your Groucho Marx charcoal painted eyebrows.
Yes,
Yeah.
which I had to apply myself instead of having the expert professionals apply.
One of the guards sees you and says, "Hey, aren't you supposed to not be here?
Good morning, we're on our way out, sir.
Get out of here!"
All right, fair
You got a
enough.
problem?
Fair enough.
Yeah! Yeah, he's not supposed to be here.
Why not?
He punched a bunch of people.
Henry Squab?
Not,
punched
He was fighting with us. He tried to stay late last night, and then he was like wrestling with us and stuff.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Glory for shame.
Hudson,
guy-
I'll tell you the whole
He kept telling us he's like Fadra Rule's son or something. Like he's some fancy pants.
him. He's
Well-
a commoner.
Handsome
You
boy
should
walks
revoke
away.
his library privileges.
Left. And
We did. Get out of here.
Please, we will leave you unmolested. Good day, sir.
Do you want to see
Good
if he has
day.
any unpaid fines?
No.
I understand that you were just doing your job, and I forgive you
What?
for your
Get out of here.
manhandling me yesterday like a sack of grain. Farewell, sir.
If you don't get out of here, I'm gonna lift you up like a sack of grain and
Please.
carry you out.
We're on our way out.
Henry, maybe you should stay a little bit.
Good day. Good day,
He
sir.
couldn't lift you up, could he?
This friend of yours is a jerk, by the way.
Isn't he great?
He's a jerk. He was kept asking for my manager. My manager's dead. Have you seen the monsters outside? Come on.
I asked you that.
Get out of my library.
All right.
It's not my library. All right. All right. You learn the spell. You're out of the library.
Yes!
This all happened, by the way, because Tim decided not to take cover.
Thank you for all of this. Every squab. This was an incredible way to begin the morning.
All right.
Well, now that we've done that, the rest of the day should be a piece of cake.
Absolutely. Now it's time to kill. Henry's ready.
All right.
I'm gonna die having known counterspell.
But without having
Cast it. Yes.
Okay. So our plan is to go to the basement
Yes.
without any other help from Fadra.
Well, should we go back and get the rest of our?
there we go.
Alright.
Yeah, why not?
Didn't
Why not?
Anaranjado want to jump in that hole?
Yeah,
We
didn't
could even send him first.
him and the wizard?
might be
Yes,
all
we
right.
have 10 mages. We have lemongrass.
Yeah.
There's no dragon.
Well, the dragon hopefully is back at the. For
Well,
us.
while we're outside the library, I look up. Is there a dragon up there?
Nope.
So there's no dragon.
Well, we can go back if we do not see Eagle of Memory on the way. I can try to reach out.
All right, let's go.
So you guys are gonna walk back across the monster-infested city in broad daylight as the eyeball creatures and burning craterers.
Could the teleportation room get us there, or can it only go to?
Other teleportation
circles.
I can pass without a trace if y'all want.
It
Oh, wait,
could.
Or it could.
So can we talk it through just for a second? So our plan is to go get all of our support reinforcements, and bring them all here, and all go down together.
I could reach out to someone who is there already and have them come here.
Ah.
Well, if you're gonna reach out to somebody, you might as well.
Reach out to
Oh.
Detroit.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It would be great if I don't have to, just because, especially now with our friend, the former, the mage formerly known as Wilwar Mirden, that is
You're using.
much of my higher level abilities
Mhm.
accounted for already, but if we have to, I'll do it.
How long would it take us to walk back?
It would take a couple hours.
Couple hours.
You guys are fresh, awake, full hit points, each of you with 10 good berries, full spell slots, and you're at the place where you could go into the basement and
I guess
do
we
stuff.
Maybe we could
Maybe we
scope
Do you
it out.
want to do other things?
Shall we leave?
You could try to make the teleportation room teleport you to the Mussover's house. It would involve a D100.
We should.
Why don't we investigate the
You know, the city's counting on us.
kitchen?
Fair enough.
Or perhaps there is another mage here who could send a message on our behalf.
Sure.
Too.
Yes.
We could try.
Yes.
Schnabel.
See if Schnabel will perhaps reach out to
If he hasn't already left for Parvus.
somebody. Surely we are not the only people in this building.
Okay.
Now.
Perhaps the librarian Augustus could be of service.
Right.
Why don't we, yeah. Oh, you want to do that, and then we will go to the kitchen or the basement or wherever.
Sure. I mean, we could go now. It's a question of if we are trying to bring another reinforcements or if we are just going in guns akimbo, as they say in Virgo.
I say we go. What would Anara Hadol do?
Well,
Besides
let's not
pronounce-
live by that metric.
Besides pronounce his name right.
We'll probably get on Hondo and have them go.
First.
So you want to get somebody to cast sending and tell everybody to bring all the people over?
I don't see why not. Unless
we're
we think
gonna
they're
be
gonna all get
sending it
killed
to
on
be-
route.
Yeah, we should do Paul and have them.
Sure.
ferry
Everybody,
people over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to make them invisible?
Does
Yes,
it
to
need
be
to be?
invisible?
Well, I guess we'll maybe if we figure
Well,
out
I
where he is. Although that's gonna involve more back and forth than we can do probably.
And then you take another long rest, and then you prepare
You know-
counterspell.
Time
If we take
time
one,
is short.
if we take one more day, then the other army will be here, so then they can deal with this.
Well, who knows how they'll. Yes.
But it can't be worried. Well,
I'm with Jasper.
Time is short. The world is on our shoulders. They're depending upon us, as they have in the past. We defeated good Queen Aoife.
Yes.
We defeated Welrar Mirden. We can take this on. Let's go.
I'm with Jasper.
You defeated Kingfisher.
We defeated Kingfisher.
In a way, you defeated Eagle of Memory.
We persuaded Eagle of Memory to join our side. We've accomplished a lot.
And if it's too much, we can retreat and get our friends.
Yeah. And we may learn valuable things. You're looking uncertain. No?
Try not to die.
Always, friend. Always.
Well, I would hate to railroad you, so whatever you guys want to do.
I'm ready to kill. Hans is.
Alright, let's fucking kill some guys.
Right.
Yeah.
alright.
It's reminding me a little bit of the Friday game where I keep waiting for them to go to Parvus. And they're always like, oh, I've got to investigate the Coughlins first. Got to find out about the heart first.
Yeah, let's go
We're
check
going to
out the
spend 2
coffins.
sessions in a tavern first.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Are the coffins still around? Let's check out the
Peeling
coffins.
potatoes. Is that the same group?
The Coughlins were completely burned and
All
destroyed
dead,
by
yeah.
the Ranhados.
Oh well.
Their house is a flaming ashen wreck, and you saw it while going to the Mussover house, while flying over the Noble's Quarter.
Alright.
You saw that they have been purged from
Didn't one of us plant that idea in their head? Or did
Yeah.
Yeah.
We told them to throw a party and then
Burn
them all.
everybody.
Yeah.
Like the Red Wedding.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys are outside the Mage College, having just left the library. Are you going into the Mage College?
Yes.
Alright, Jasper, where's your map?
Should we just kill Anabaris?
Who's
The
Anabaris?
cannibal guy?
Yeah.
Oh no. No.
Why not?
He's
He's
safely
this is we'd be like interfering with whatever justice the Mage College has.
We also
Do we
need to
believe in their sense of
feed him
justice?
somebody.
We are
Yeah,
not.
is that
We're
is
not
it
a.
good to keep an evil person still alive?
That's an interesting philosophical question. But I'm just saying it's this isn't our. That's not our fight.
There are greater
we have
dangers, yes.
we have our own fight.
What if he gets out and then he becomes another danger that we have to deal with later?
Though if you got killed trying to take care of the cannibal, I would be very irate if I had to bring you back that way.
I just doubt that. He's been in there forever, and the mages. I don't know.
find some way to use up all your resources before
So
you go down to the kitchen.
we're going to the kitchen.
Whether it's a bunch of sending spells, or
Okay.
it's walking for hours across the city and back, or it's getting the teleporter.
Enter. We walk past Ernest's honor castle. We go
Yep.
through the Parthenon.
Hello, nice to see you.
Yes,
Good morning,
Ernest.
good morning.
Yes.
Always a pleasure. Hail Fadrul. Hail Fadrul.
Praise Fadrul has turned into Hail
That's
Fadrul.
maybe like dial it back a
Sorry.
That's a little
Sorry.
bit last.
Praise
I thought we
Fadrul.
went like this.
Hail Caesar.
Yes, when you did that last session, I was getting uncomfortable, and it was praise Fadrul, and now it's Hail Fadrul. Yeah, good.
Hail
good,
Caesar.
Very
Good catch
very
there.
good.
Okay, through the Parthenon.
Yes, Fadrul is good.
Yes. Through the dining hall. We will go left. I'm carefully leading everybody by this map. Go through the dining hall, waving at the mages who are
So
eating.
you go into the dining hall.
Yeah.
It's relatively empty.
The food must not be good here.
Well, it's just that a lot of people have been sent home. You do see a couple teachers eating at a table. And you see a door over by the counters and the area of payment that would lead to the kitchen.
Jasper walks up to the door, looks at the map. I think it's through here. Whoever built this so the kitchens were so far from the dining hall. It's this long corridor.
Well, there's a door to the kitchens right there in this very large dining hall. You guys haven't been in the dining hall, right?
No.
Yeah, it's think like 4 gymnasiums sized room. And normally it would be filled with people, but because all the students were sent home, there are very few. There are a couple teachers eating at a table, and there are a couple workers that it looks like people would get in line and get various items on a tray and then bring it back to their seat. And so as you walk towards the kitchen door, a person dressed in all white, a human, but difficult to tell what gender this person is. As you walk towards the kitchen door, the person just goes,
Hello. Good morning.
Alright, excuse us.
We have some business. I know you're probably noticing the former head of the Mage College here with us, but he's no longer. Don't worry about him. We have some pressing business in the kitchen. Fadrul sent us.
and you see this other lady comes up. This lady comes up who she's a human, but she looks like a bunny rabbit, and she's holding a big ladle, and she says,
Connor, who are these people? You're trying to go in the kitchen?
Why, yes, we are. We're the group who freed Fadrul yesterday, and we're here to investigate the strange goings on in the kitchen. Right? We understand there's.
It's just a kitchen.
Where's your basement?
Please.
Well, there's a kitchen basement through the kitchen, but
Yes.
we're
Great.
That's
Which
where we're
way?
going.
That's where we want to go. Yes.
we're making lunch.
Oh, we won't disturb you. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
fantastic. We'll have some later, perhaps.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very kind.
"Okay, well, you roll persuasion. It's can't be lower than an 18." So they're like,
That's not true.
"Go ahead, roll persuasion."
Or maybe it is.
Guided.
It's like 19, I think.
Oh my gosh.
It is true. It can't be lower than an 18.
Actually, 21.
There
Can't be
you
lower
go.
than. See, it wasn't true. It can't be lower
So
than
they're
a
like,
21.
"Oh yes, mighty eloquence bard, please do anything you like.
That's great.
Right this
And
way."
those clothes look excellent on you. Excellent choice.
The silent person says,
Excellent.
yeah.
Hmm.
And
The mute chef.
the human woman who looks like a bunny rabbit turns and goes back, and you hear her saying to someone,
Macaroni and cheese.
and putting it on a plate.
Okay, so we proceed down to the basement, or over to the basement.
If we can send Zombie Welrar first.
Zombie
It's gonna
Welrar.
freak everyone out.
Zombie Welrar goes into the kitchen through the.
Oh, when we're going down the stairs, I mean, like when we're descending.
Okay.
It's too late. He heard you say that, so he goes first into the kitchen, and you hear his. Oh!
Okay, well, okay, that's fine.
Well, Rar.
So you guys go in there too. Yeah, and you see a couple of
We're
people
going down,
working,
but
making
yeah.
food, and there's another door on the other side of that room. And you go in there, and there's some kitchen-y stuff. There's a hallway. You know, there's some fridges. You know, kitchen-y things. Go deeper, following your Sharpie map.
Yes.
And eventually, there's a little staircase down. There's storage. You know, storage of trays, storage of cutlery. Gets a little bit dirtier and older. As you go deeper, and pretty soon you're in just a dirty, cobwebby, crummy basement.
Any spiders in this cobwebs?
Roll an investigation or perception, please.
20.
There's a beautiful spider
Yeah.
right there. Roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Nat 20.
You grab that spider, you shove it in a jar. Where are you getting all these jars from?
Awesome, what are you doing?
Are you starting a bug collection?
I need bugs
Pourquoi?
Yeah.
for spell components. You see spiders or scorpions or centipedes or bees or wasps. Let me
But
know.
I'm not going to try to catch them myself, but can we just point them out to you?
Yeah.
Okay. We can manage that.
Jasper stares at Lord Hans and says, "You can see a spider in your hair." Messes it up.
Yes. Well, that's it. Might
Is there
make
a
me look
spider in his
even
hair?
more like a commoner. Thank you for assisting.
Yes.
Hassan will also check to see if there's a spider.
Please feel free, my friend.
is there a spider in his hair?
No, you got the giant centipede and the giant spider.
What else do you need?
The
It's
bees
more-
and
Bees,
wasps
more
and
wasps.
it can
Wasp?
and it can be any bug. You
Jasper's
don't
gonna
need
look
like
through
specific other
Henry
bugs.
Bob's hair for a little bit.
It feels kind of nice.
Yeah, so it's dim and dark down here. There's various doors and
Yeah.
rooms and stuff. It's a crappy old basement that no one uses. The kitchen basement. Seems like nobody goes down here.
And are we in a room? What
You're
is
in a big room with a bunch of little rooms connecting to it.
Okay.
I will go listen at the first door on the left.
You don't hear anything.
And I will keep
Keep listening.
Yes.
At one of them,
Yes.
you hear sort of a wind kind of sound.
I think I hear that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
That door?
yeah.
Let's try it.
You go in there, dirty old piles of boxes, stuff that people just never brought back upstairs. Nobody ever goes in here, except maybe there's some footprints there. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's check out those footprints.
But what you do notice is that there is a crack in the wall. It's barely thick enough to fit a person through.
Ooh. Do we feel any breeze or anything coming
A
through?
crack in the wall like this wide, and you do feel somewhat of a breeze. In fact, it kind of smells like bad breath.
Is it like a hot breeze?
Yeah, it's warm and it smells like bad breath.
Don't love that.
Like my bad breath.
Oh,
When I have it, which
sweet
is
and
never.
minty. Well,
Are we
I
breaking
suppose
this?
one of us should go through, or I could try to see what's on the other side.
Is it very taxing on you to see what is on the other side?
We
It
could,
is.
we could
I mean, it
Yes.
is one of my more powerful spells. I'm still kind of refining it.
I could light it up a little bit for us, 10 feet down the crack, and see.
Sure.
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 I'm going to prestidigitate a light 10 feet away from my hand in the crack.
You see a long, thin crack in sort of in stone, and to go into it, you would have to sort of go like this for at least the 10 or 20 feet that your thing lights up. You're squeezing
Do you think
in between stone.
Wellrun would fit in there?
Uh,
I still think we should give him a new name.
well, I mean, we can try it. I don't.
You could name him Well.
Zombo.
That's again spunky or sparky.
You may. I mean, depending on what's down there, that may be it for our erstwhile companion. But
But better him than
Than
one of
us.
us.
Should we just check the other rooms for giggles that didn't
Sure.
have sounds behind them?
Yeah, why not?
Like,
Bunch of shitty rooms full of shitty stuff.
Great.
No bugs.
does any and
No
nothing else
bugs.
seems to connect to like this crack.
There's a bunch of bugs, but none of them are the 4 bugs that you want. There's like little roly-poly mealy bugs.
Oh.
I'll take the roll.
and this room with the crack
Yeah.
is the only one that
Yeah,
maybe
it, like,
we
doesn't
see
connect.
footprints in. You're saying?
Oh, sorry, different.
Oh, sorry.
I'll take 1 survival roll.
I will guide who's ever doing it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, probably him.
That would be a 24 plus guidance.
It seems like a week or 2 ago, a couple people came into the room with the crack in it.
There you
Can we
go.
tell by the manner of the footprints? Are these like armored feet? Are these like slippers? Like, were these people going to like go fight some shit, or people who were just like
You rolled
a 20?
26.
a 26. Welrar goes.
Oh, so flexible still.
So
That's
it was
great.
him?
It's like,
I guess. I think
Oh.
this is a.
Oh, what's on the other side? Well, I think he should go first.
Yeah, he's a great person.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can send him in.
We can go behind him.
Yeah, that's
I don't.
He's
And
going.
yeah, please keep making noise as you go, so we know where you are.
Yeah, or be more quiet.
Oh.
He only listens to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell him to make noise because if he disappears, like, you know.
Yeah.
So you let him get way ahead of you, or are you guys just all like holding hands and slipping through the crowd?
Well-
Maybe he's 10 feet ahead of us.
Well, how far? You said it's like 20. We think this is like 20 feet.
We don't know where the end is.
Right. I mean, I'm inclined to let him go for a little bit if we can
Yeah.
still hear him.
I can
Yeah.
follow 10 feet behind him and throw a light.
Yeah, Jasper will go with Henry Schwab.
What's the order? Zombie and then wizard?
Zombie and
I
then
think maybe I'll go
yeah.
behind the guy.
I heard zombie wizard.
There's zombie wizard.
Let's
A
say
zombie going, and a wizard
Wizard.
throwing light. at
Yeah,
the
I'm not going right
He never
behind.
gets any hit points of damage.
I'm
He's
not
like,
going right
Yeah.
behind. All right.
Send the guy with D6s first.
Yeah.
Actually, you just can you cast the light on him?
Who
no,
can see?
it's 10 feet
No,
away
on
from
his-
me.
Who can see in the dark? You can. Can
I
you?
can't.
No. Only.
I can.
Only.
Right? Don't I have dark vision?
I
I do.
don't know. You
I have
do.
dark vision.
I mean, you are a cat person.
Okay, you know what? Why don't I just sneak ahead? Can you guys just hang out here? I'm quiet.
Welrar's like,
I'm sure we have not
But
alerted
do you want
anyone.
me to bring him back and have him go, or do you want to follow?
No. I think I'll just sneak ahead. Do we have something to make me even quieter?
Alright, come on back, Welrar.
I
Thank
can't
you.
hear anything.
What?
It's too loud of zombie. I can't hear shit.
Yeah, I brought him back. Yeah.
Give away the
Pass me on the
It's
trace,
subtle.
yes.
I'm sure we've actually now given away our presence, but
Yeah, you want to pass without a trace?
yeah,
Alright, I cast pass without a trace on our group.
including Rower.
Including Walmart.
Yeah, we have to 10, I think.
no, not just all your allies. You can
Oh,
be standing
wow.
there with a group of 100 people and
Sweet.
have it work on all of them.
The army.
Should I just be using the zombie stats for him? I know for like a second we were maybe
No, you
gonna
should
do
be using
something, but-
Wellrar.
He's got AC 8, HP 30, and he's got a special attack. He's got a regular slam and a special attack that you will find out.
Okay.
if he ever
What are you
attacks
gonna
anything.
Oh, then I'll go with you. I'll
Okay.
sneak
And
behind
he still
you
has 6.5 hours.
Okay.
at a distance,
What
staring
was
forward.
my? Oh yeah, pass without a trace. So that's a level 2, yeah.
Yep.
We did that and that. All right. So you cast pass without a trace. Everybody has a +10 to stealth now. The zombie's like,
Okay, Jesper's gonna go ahead. Magical sword drawn.
so
Quietly.
you go
proceeding.
first into the crack.
Yeah, trying to be very quiet.
I'll be
I'm
Obviously.
gonna go behind him.
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And we can all see in the
And
dark.
I'm gonna
I can.
peer my best into the darkness and see how my danger sense is
Ooh.
feeling. How's my spidey sense?
Does anybody else ever read like Junji Ito? This is given like, is it Amigara Falls or whatever it is? Like the tunnels that like just fit the.
Oh yeah, this is my hole.
Yeah, exactly. It was made
It was
for
made
me.
for me.
Very spooky.
I'm thinking about this video I watched about a guy who died spelunking. How he's under the ground in a space that only fits his body, and you
Yeah.
have to like inhale and squeeze through a thing
No.
to get to the next place you can
No.
exhale.
Yeah.
So
It's
Sounds
not
like
like that,
a
right?
great- great
You can
video to
fit
watch.
pretty comfortably through.
no, it is not comfortable at all. It is
Okay.
tight. It is a
Okay.
tight. That's why I keep doing that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to illustrate that you are squeezing into a crack in the wall that
Okay.
goes on for many feet, so that you're shuffling through this crack in a
Yeah.
really tight way,
Okay.
and you can't see the end of it. And after you squeeze in for a while, you can't really see where you came from, and you can't see behind, and you're just squeezing through this crack.
Okay.
So I want you to think about, what I think about when I'm in a cave. When I'm in a cave, which is the entire mountain and the building and the ground above me, and what would happen if the earth shifted right now.
Actually, this one of the safest places to be is in a cave.
Until the crack shifts and
Which-
squishes you.
You hear this chiming sound often. Yeah. Okay.
So, you guys are squeezing through the crack. The cat is first.
Mm-hmm.
Second is you.
Una, then Asim.
then has some.
Do you want to bring up the rear or shall I? I feel like you should maybe be
All
not
right.
in the back.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
I'll take second from the back.
The zombie is last. Blocking has some, or
I think we sent in this. Oh right, because we did bring it back.
Asim's third.
he is.
Yes.
Then I will have the zombie before me. I feel like I can go last.
So you're last.
Yep.
Echo overhead.
Okay,
Echo living room.
okay,
Echo office.
okay.
So you're squeezing through this crack, and it goes on for some time. The stone pressing against your stomach, your legs, as you squeeze through.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It smells like bad breath, and it's warm. And it gets a little thinner. You have to suck it in to squeeze through it. The stone scraping against your armor or outfit or skin. Do you suck it in and squeeze on? Or
I'm going to prestidigitate to oil up the walls a little bit and make
Gross.
them a little slick so that we can pass through more
Just a
easily.
little lube.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Yes, I can use whatever I like.
you guys get a bunch of oil on you.
Which I can magically clean with prestidigitation once we're out of
You're doing a lot of like spell casting in this crack. You're making oil. You're cleaning clothing. You're squeezing through. It's getting tight, a little tighter, but you're still fitting. Has the least difficult time, but of course his head is level with y'all's belly buttons. And it continues. It feels like you've been squeezing through this crack for a little while now, and the cellars are hundreds of feet behind you, and you're not sure what's ahead of you as you, in a line, squeeze through this stone. Would anyone like to describe what they're thinking, feeling, saying, doing?
Oh, it's deeply unpleasant.
Jasper's very anxious, but determined. His ears are flattened back. Or flattened. Which happens when he's anxious. We'll see no end to this, but Jasper's also thinking, Welgar somehow made this journey, so I should be able to. It must end somehow.
Zombie's like, ah!
Can I? Here's a fun one.
Very claustrophobic.
Can I?
Touch the globe.
If I can, if I
Cast
can,
fireball,
if I can
lightning
do
bolt on
no, if I
everything.
can do mage hand, can you have a mage hand hold a torch 30 feet in front of us?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do that.
So this is the first time anybody's seen you do anything like this.
Yeah, to be like, guys, I just had the craziest day.
Very cool.
I don't know.
C'est magnifique. Have you been able to do that this whole time?
No, I literally just thought of it, and it happened.
Wow.
Wow,
Well,
So amazing.
that's cool.
Great.
So you light a torch, and what does your mage hand look like?
It looks like a much more feminine and delicate hand than mine. It's kind of like a big, nice, long-fingered, like feminine hand that just kind of like smokily appears and takes this thing and holds it, and then I kind of talk to it and tell it to go ahead of us a bit.
Just float over there.
Just like go up there. So, and then what do we see?
Echo overhead.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you do that, you hear in your head, "Take back the land." The smoke from the torch gutters in all of your faces as
Oh, no.
light is provided, but you're too close to the flame and the smoke. There's no ventilation in here. It's tight. It's oppressive. Let me get a Constitution save from at least the front three. Has some.
Wouldn't that be too short?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're
Fine.
like perfect
So-
distance.
Una and Jasper.
Mine's gonna be fine.
12.
That's a 25.
12 total?
12 total. There's no constitution bonus for Jasper.
Okay. Yeah, you cough a lot.
Maybe you can make that torch further ahead.
We can also just ask him to light the torch instead of have it on fire.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's
that would
30
be
feet
great.
away from me, it's prestidigitation.
Bring
is
back.
It goes how far ahead?
10 feet.
Even
It's
that would be
yeah.
10 feet ahead.
Wait, you don't have a light spell? Light cantrip?
I don't have what?
Oh, never
No,
mind.
Prestidigitate is not gonna
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
fake light the torch.
JK.
Yeah, so it's you're coughing, it's oppressive, it sucks. Is everyone continue to squeeze forward?
Where did we? Did we just see endless crack with the light?
Uh-huh.
And the crack's just going straight. Like
Yeah.
one direction.
Oh, now it's wiggling.
Oh.
Now you've got to sort of, you can't see, you gotta go around a corner.
Yeah, we could have just gone into one of the pits open in the city, but I guess this was the one we chose.
In for a penny, in for a pound. Is that what they say in Elenia Toth?
You hear sort of a shifting sound in the rock behind you. You hear in the stone, hundreds of feet behind you.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Jasper's gonna, to the extent he can, try to pick up the pace.
You continue forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Sounds like our way behind us is getting closed off.
the torch, Echo living room. The torch reveals a slick surface to the walls of the crack up ahead. Almost like the flesh under a flayed skin is the rock up ahead. Do you continue to squeeze forward?
Yes.
You're squeezing forward, and now the crack that is pressing against you, instead of stone, it is like an open wound pressing against you,
Just kind of pliant.
like flayed skin,
Yeah.
leaving residue on you, oily. You hear a slurping sound as you are squeezing yourself through these walls.
Does it seem like we're inside of a creature?
But that is the impression that I was getting
Yeah.
from like the hot breath and
Go ahead and roll insight, but I will say that as you have stuffed yourself further into the slimy walls,
Oh, that one roll.
what'd you get?
19? Oh, inside. Hold on. 18.
It sort of feels like you're inside of a giant creature. In fact, now that you're squeezing through these slick walls that are still as hard as stone, but now have this oily, disgusting surface to them that stinks, you feel the walls moving a little bit, as if they're breathing against you. Pushing on you.
Hey Jasper, remember when you like looked into the castle to see what was going on in the throne room and it looked like a big nasty fucking stomach?
Yeah.
Is this what it looked like?
Is this what it looked like?
It's mildly reminiscent of that,
It seems similar.
Something like this?
It seems
but you're in a
similar.
crack.
Yeah.
But the way the surface is.
could I do a medicine to see if, if what we saw before was his stomach? Thinking of, like basic anatomy to think like where we might be.
Sure.
27.
You're not in any particular anatomy of a giant creature. You're not inside something's nasal passages or lungs or something, but it definitely feels that way. It feels like you're inside something's sinuses. But you can tell that you're not.
I don't think this is the same. Maybe. Because I think, if we were blah blah blah, like, it would maybe be more porous or cartilage, blah 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 blah. But I'm not saying I love it, but.
Jasper, it's very reminiscent of what you saw in your vision of what's happening in the castle. But you're not inside of a giant or something, or a giant animal. But something is definitely alive about this.
Well,
let's fucking
This
kill
is
it.
creepy.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
It feels like you're, you know, whatever post-nasal drip drips down, feels like you're kind of like in that. Yeah, you keep squeezing. You keep squeezing. It's unpleasant. It stinks. It's warm. There is definitely a discernible feeling of breath now to the air. It's blowing against you, and then it's coming back in. Yeah, it feels like you're walking against breath as you continue forward. Is anybody doing anything else before you continue deeper?
I mean, I guess just, it's a bit of housekeeping because I don't know what will be waiting on the other side. During one of these minutes, I will re-up on Zombie Wellrar.
Okay, so you use
A 3rd level.
Animate Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And Wellrar.
Excuse me.
Wellrar is. Right before you cast it, Wellrar looks at you and goes, "Arrgh!" And then you cast it.
No.
And Wellrar's like, "Arrgh."
But he does it in a sideways way.
Right.
Crappy conditions.
And you see an opening up ahead.
Ah, I think there's an opening ahead.
It's basically it's like a black knife silhouette that signals the end of the crack, but you can't see what is there. It's just, you see that the wall doesn't continue.
Okay, so Jasper squeezes on ahead. Quietly.
Thunk, thump,
Quietly.
thump. You
We hear.
out of the thing.
What's that? Oh, the squeeze out of it.
Thump.
Sure.
Like a wine cork out of a wine bottle. You thump out of the
Mm-hmm.
out of the crack into a dark spherical room. Is everyone else waiting to see what he sees? Or
I'm sorry.
are you continuing in behind him?
I'm doing whatever the person in front of me is doing.
So
I'm still.
Una, you're second.
Yeah, I would take a look first at the birth canal of this hallway,
And then be born.
and then flunk myself out if it looked.
Yes.
Yeah. So you see a spherical room, and you thump, come out of your crack.
It's featureless. There's hallways. There's anything.
Your eyes start to take in what's in this room. As Hassan, are you staying in the crack or are you thunking out behind them?
Have they saying anything?
So you two, you see a spherical room. It is as long as it is tall because it's spherical. You see pieces of broken stone and earth lying around the room. You see a couple of glowing stones that are very dimly lighting this room. And the walls and ceilings and floors, which are kind of all the same thing, appear to be organic material, slimy like the back of my mouth with a uvula. And in this sphere, for those of you who like drawing maps, now is a good time to start. And if you were to draw a map, you might put this in the upper mid right of the paper. In this spherical room, there is a sort of a circular sphincter looking thing in the northeast, and in the southwest. And around these sphincters are long, slender, pale tentacles that are undulating. So you two are in the room and you see this, and Hasem has not emerged from the crack yet. The others are behind him. Do you two say anything?
In relation to the sphincters, where are we? Like, where did we
emerge
spit
into?
out?
You're in a spherical room, and there is a sphincter to the northeast and a sphincter to the southwest.
I think Julie's asking what direction is the crack exit.
Oh, it is in the northwestern corner of the room, but you see at least 3 other cracks in this sphere.
Jake, can I ask that we break soon for a beverage and a restroom break?
You may. Let's get everybody out of this crack into this sphere.
I'd love to get out of the crack.
And how long are these tentacles that are extending into the room? I guess like.
Not too long. They're like a few feet long. There's like almost like a collar of tentacles around each of these sphincters. It's a excellent representation of this room, Blue Yeti.
Thank you.
So, do you two say anything to Hasem and the rest of the crew who are still smushed in the smelly crack?
Well, are they just
What is happening?
come out?
There's
Come
an
out.
opening.
Yeah.
Can we leave this crack? Can we just say no to crack?
It's a spherical room.
Well, Hasem is in front of you all.
Buttholes.
They said come that side.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
Hasem
wow.
thunk. A little bit less forceful thunk because he's a little smaller. He thunks into the room.
Yep.
All right.
You go in?
I'm getting out of this crack.
Thunk.
Well,
Zombie
Rod and I
roller.
are coming too. Yep.
And so everybody's standing in this spherical room. The room feels like it is breathing a little bit. The walls are moving slightly in and slightly out. It really looks like the back of someone's throat. There are a few other cracks in the room. And as you all stand there, the crack that you were in closes. But there are a couple other ones. You hear someone inside there. No! Sploosh!
Seriously?
Yeah, someone was trying to follow you,
No, that's not good.
and they got squished.
Like in Superman,
Wow.
the movie.
And as you all stand there in that spherical room, that seems like an excellent time for the requested break.
It's so crazy. Yeah.
Do they let you keep the wallet if it says bad motherfucker on it?
Reaching that way.
So when that happens to me, I just confess that I am but a commoner.
Yes.
I have no
Yes.
wallet.
Alright, let's get digested.
You guys are in this spherical room with a sphincter-looking thing in the northeastern corner and a sphincter-looking thing in the northwestern corner. There's no discernible difference between the ceiling and the walls and the floor.
Can you just give me those directions again? Because I think I got them wrong the first time.
Northeast, southwest.
Okay, great.
Northeast, southwest. The crack that you came through, it opens back up for a second, then it closes again.
I can't decide.
I'd like to check out the northeast sphincter.
You have a good feeling about the northeast sphincter.
I think the northeast sphincter is yes.
Do you know something that you're not telling us, Henry Squab?
No, I was just told to put the map in the right hand of the page, so I think that's the page. That's the room that's going to have the less stuff to explore, so we can knock that off before we go into the
Sounds
main
great.
dungeon.
Great deduction.
Yeah.
Huh.
Spoken like a man playing a video game.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent idea. And Henry, I think you're the kind of person who would want to go first, past the tentacles and into the sphincter.
I think that Welrar has an inkling to.
I'll take a listen at the door.
I'm sorry, the door?
At the sphincter.
At the sphincter.
Avoid the pale tentacles.
You go up to the sphincter and you put your ear against it. Imagine a vortex of flesh, a twisting aperture, if you will, about this wide, a circle of twisted flesh spiraling towards the middle with these tentacles around the outside, just sort of waving like a sea anemone or seaweed under the ocean.
Does it remind me of anything I've ever seen with animals before?
A butthole.
It looks like a
Bad
butthole.
idea.
So maybe this is the exit, perhaps.
If so, the room has 2 buttholes.
Double butthole.
Reminds you of sea anemones and octopi and buttholes. And so you want to listen at the butthole. But to listen at this this vortex of flesh.
Yeah, that sounds right.
This swirling vortex of flesh. Roll perception as you. Yes?
20.
Can I have my mage hand lightly palpate the
Yes, it's
lightly just one pawn finger. The shimmering fronds.
The membrane gives way under your mage finger and it does not open per se, but it pushes in against the finger again as if you were poking the back of my throat with a toothpick, and you touch the tentacles, and the tentacles cradle your mage hand, shaking hands with it in ways you never thought possible. You are reminded of. You're reminded of Eagle of Memory's tongue on your face, and a pang in your heart as you miss your lover. What did you roll?
22.
You don't hear anything beyond it. You hear what sounds like the equivalent of a hallway beyond it.
I touch the thing, the vortex.
It like bends against your hand but does not part or twist.
There's no like whole part of it? I thought there's like a sphincter, no?
Yeah, like the very center is like the hole.
Okay, I put my finger and hand into the very center and try to pull open.
And
The breathing of the membrane increases.
it kind of like bends back against your touch, like a wet plastic bag. Your finger does not go out the other side, but it bends and
So it feels like it's possible to push through, but it's not opening up.
Why don't we have the zombie just go through? Let's try that.
Yeah, it feels like it's not opening, like this sphincter is clenched.
Oh, can I try to pick its lock?
Cast calm emotion.
Is it a locked sphincter?
Yeah.
You want to try to lockpick it?
Sure.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand.
Wide
And if
variety
this
of
imagery is
lock-picking
too
tools.
triggering for anyone, just let me know.
16.
As you jab your lockpicks into the center of the vortex of flesh, looking for something to grab onto, perhaps a polyp or protrusion meant to be manipulated. You don't find any. It appears that this door is stuck, if you will.
it's a one-way door.
Could I do another medicine roll, like comparative anatomy? Like what around might be able to let it relax?
Sure, roll medicine.
Or maybe it's
Does
more
the
persuasion.
That's only a 12.
Can we do some comparative probing on the other sphinx?
Yeah,
This is too alien and strange
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna try to cut it.
notwithstanding your
Maybe
other
just see
life
if the
in
other
Call of
one doesn't
Cthulhu.
Right.
He's gonna try to cut it, and she suggested that we probe the other hole.
Yeah, let's try the other one.
Let's see if the other one feels
Looks
already-
like he
I'm
already
already
is.
Okay.
Alright, so both things are happening at the same time. You two go over to the southwestern.
I think I'm probably still over at this one because I was trying to study it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
that's part of the
you
floor.
two
Just
go
start
over there to
cutting
pick
it.
the southwestern sphincter at.
Check it out.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And you two stay there, and you start trying to cut it open.
I don't think it's going to like that.
Wanna see what happens?
Make an athletics check.
Athletics.
More like surgery.
That is an 11.
You stab into it with your
Rapier.
rapier, right into the center of the vortex of flesh, trying to shove it through, and it bend, and you feel like a as you stab
Oh, okay.
it, but
I'll take it out and
you pull it back out, and
Gain a level of
it
exhaustion.
wasn't strong enough to break
Break through.
the stuck door.
I'm gonna
So.
I'm gonna prestidigitate and chill the northeast sphincter.
Okay.
I'm gonna chill and see if it
We'll come
reacts.
back to that. So these two are down in the south, west, and you're going to try to. What are you going to try to do? You two?
The similar things. I'm just gonna see if it seems to with the mage hands and touch and palpate and see if it's having a similar reaction to the other one.
Well, it's definitely closed. It's not opening, similar to the other one not opening. But would you like to probe further?
Sure. Yeah, Jasper will use his hands and try to make more progress with the
turn and
turn.
cough, please.
Well, this door, this
Yes, door. Let's
door
use
is
that.
not opening.
Okay.
Hey, why don't you roll perception on it as
Okay.
you touch it and fondle it and.
I almost cut through, but I'm not strong enough.
17.
This vortex of flesh appears to be locked
Locked.
somehow.
Can I? Can I try to investigate to see if I can figure
Yeah,
out?
you find little nubbins.
Okay. Can I try to? What do you mean by nubbins?
Polyps, protrusions,
Can I try to
Internal-
figure out if I can manipulate?
internal warts.
Can I try to, like a proctologist, try to figure out if I can manipulate them in some way to
Sure,
cause it to open?
sure. Why don't you try your lockpicks?
Okay, I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna take my lockpicks out again and give it another try with this one.
Roll a sleight of hand, please.
Oh, that's not good. 7. Yeah, that's not good.
While manipulating the nubbins and bobbins and boops of this sphincter door, reminds you vaguely of poking at the tumblers inside of a lock. It is nonetheless so alien to you that you are unable to open it.
Can I?
Friends, these things, this one, it's like it's locked. It's like it should unlock like a door, but I can't quite make sense of it. I would imagine a knock spell would be useful.
Yes, well, perhaps.
If only I wasted one of my spell slots preparing that.
You're chilling.
Yeah, I'm chilling the sphincter on the northeast.
Okay.
Making
you're-
it cold. Woo! Cold sphincter.
And what happens in real life when you chill a sphincter?
It tightens up, maybe. It pulsates.
By
Freezes.
Never chilled a sphincter before.
Yeah, it probably would.
yeah, it tightens up. It goes.
Yeah, All right, and now I'm heating the sphincter.
And it goes.
All right. Do you want to try to stick your hand in now?
Were you gonna do something?
No, I was gonna try thaumaturging, but then realized that it's locked, right? So can't. That only works if it's unlocked.
Mine was stuck.
Theirs is
If there's-
locked.
But
Ours is-
isn't.
Feels
Ours
stuck.
is
Stuck.
so you could try
But
it.
let's why not? We'll try to thaumaturge it open.
Thaumaturgy throws open an unlocked door.
Uh-huh.
But would it throw open a stuck door?
If it is stuck or barred, it would not be.
Yes. It goes boom like a bubble.
It's no.
Do you want me to try it? Should I
Can
try
I
to
cast,
slice
Yeah,
You
I
can
think,
come over. Yeah, hey
I
Una,
think
do you
this
want
is
to
the
come
time
take
when
us?
strength would
Yeah.
Yeah,
make
it's
up for
Can
all
I
of our other
cast
shortcomings.
a bonfire on it?
You can
Alright, I'm gonna cast bonfire on it.
What does bonfire do?
create bonfire.
It creates
makes a fire in its butt.
Yep.
The circle is not on the floor.
Okay, so
It's
wouldn't
sort of in the
actually
middle
be
of the
on it.
wall, but you're burning the
Side of the door.
back of my mouth near the floor, although it's just a sphere, this room. So the fire is not next to the hole. But sure, it's burning, it's blackening. Again, you almost imagine that you hear like a
But nothing's happening.
no.
Alright, I'll dismiss it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I try
I think
to-
it's I think it's
yeah, I can only
strengthening the
bludgeon
strength
it,
over
I
here.
can't, yeah,
Needs to do something.
slice at it.
Alright.
Roll athletics.
Do.
Guided too.
Oh, I'm good. Probably that's gonna be a 20 bunch.
20 bunch.
20 bunch.
Describe to me how you burst open the northeastern sphincter.
She's doing two. It's gonna be two scimitars. Like it's like bleeds down and then it's just like. just like X marks the spot. Open it up.
And it goes and it opens up wide enough for people to walk through, and it sort of pulses there like a hanging uvula, damaged, torn. A little bit of blood comes down the edge of the wall, and beyond it you see a hallway that looks like a throat of sorts.
Throat.
Goes to the north and then
Room.
snakes off to the east.
Should we check some of the other ones?
Well, there's just, you mean the cracks? Or?
The openings.
Is
So
the
there are
other
the two
sphincter the
sphincters,
southwest
but there are some
sphincter?
other cracks.
Oh, they're just cracks.
Like how we
Yeah.
came through.
Right.
Oh,
I think we should stick with the sphincters.
Yeah,
That's what I
sphincters
always
probably
say.
sound good.
So shall we proceed through? Let's see.
I say we take the northeast
Alright,
sphincter. Yeah.
sure.
North and
Alright,
north
say
and then to the
So
east.
as I said, looking through that, you see a hallway that looks like a throat that goes off to the north and then snakes off to the east.
Yes.
And you continue walking down that hallway.
Yes.
Yes.
As you walk on the hallway, the floor squishes and gives way under your feet as if you were walking on someone's throat. The walls pulsate and are fleshy. It smells pretty gross. And the hallway, as I said, it snakes off to the east, and then it snakes down south. Not southier than the room you were in, but just a long, slender, throaty hallway heading south, and then it snakes off to the east, bringing a mapmaker to the northeastern corner of that mapmaker's page. Because it sneaks off to the east, and then up to the north, and then a little bit to the west, revealing a sphincter.
Another sphincter.
Would anyone like to open this sphincter?
Does this look like a bigger sphincter than the last?
It is
A
a
bigger
similar
asshole.
size to the other ones. The pinkish membranous tentacles all around the outside of the sphincter almost wave to you in greeting.
I wave back.
They don't do anything special with that.
Does this one feel stuck as well, or if you
Are you touching it?
give it a tickle?
You put your hand on it?
I'm a metal mage hand.
You put your mage hand on the door?
Caress it.
Yeah.
You put your mage hand on it and it just goes and opens
Oh,
without
well
Any-
done.
any particular problem.
Oh, actually, I don't put my mage hand on it. I don't know. It only lasts for a minute.
It's a
Oh.
cantrip.
It's
You
cantrip.
just-
Oh yeah, I just keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, inside is a dark room. Unlike some of the other areas you've been in since you've been in this thing, in which you might find a stone or two glowing, this is a pitch dark room. Are you still moving your torch around on a mage hand, or
I can, yeah, light it up. If
you
we
want to
are.
use up all your torches?
I also
I'll
have,
throw a
I have
bonfire
dark
in it.
vision too, so I mean, we can.
He
Yeah,
throws
we
a
can
bonfire into the room.
Okay.
Don't mess up the wires, kitties. He throws a bonfire into the room, and soon you smell the smell of burning flesh. As revealed in the room is a big pile of dead people. It's a spherical room, like the one you entered into, where the walls and the floors and the ceilings are all the same sphere. But there's a big pile of dead people. It's a pitch dark room. Many of them have holes through them, like perfectly cut circular holes. Some of the dead bodies have various limbs disintegrated, turned into goo. Some of them are frozen with their faces in screaming positions.
As soon as I see the bodies, I would make the bonfire not on the bodies.
Is there anyone that we recognize?
Roll me an investigation or perception.
22 perception.
When did you join this game? Day one?
Yeah.
Were you one of the people that received the quest in the Queen's Chambers?
Yeah, these
Yeah.
two were the first
Yep.
two.
On day one?
Yeah.
You recognize Petra Stuyvesant among the dead. Do you recall who that was?
I'll have to look.
Was she one of the other players?
There was a player,
Yeah.
female player, who was with us on day one. You also recognize Imran Dreist. Someone I like.
Not that much, apparently.
Someone I like, but I guess didn't make a big impression on you all. Did someone want to play croquet with her at the brunch ball? She's there. You recognize both of those people. And there's just a big pile of dead bodies. A lot of them look like commoners and villagers, your folk. In this spherical room.
Are there any exits out of the room besides the one that we just came through?
There are not.
Is there anything else? So you said some of them have just holes, like spherical holes in their
Yes.
body placed, and others have
Where the
limbs.
things would go in and,
And
suck
like
their
take
blood
their
and stuff.
organs and whatever.
No, like someone took a big hole punch and punched through them, and there's just a perfectly circular hole right through their middle. You may recall in the catacombs when you discovered Keystrom body, Edward of Falworth,
Yes.
somebody of Falworth. When you discovered his body in the catacombs, it was similarly cut through with a perfect circle.
What was that there?
So there are some bodies that have that perfect circle cut through them. There's some bodies where the limbs start to turn to dust before they disappear. Others appear to be have their limbs melted into goo.
Do they all look to be approximately like the same degree of decay? Like, does it look like these have been over time? Are these all like recent,
Well, with a 22,
something? Yeah, 20, yeah, percent.
with a 20 much, you see that they have varying degrees of decay.
Okay. But the oldest look approximately like, how long has this been happening? A couple weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the oldest look like a couple weeks old. and
Older.
Older.
I'm beginning to suspect these people are up to no good.
I'll keep an open mind. Are there any other features in this room, or is this a dead end, as far as we can tell?
It appears to be a dead end. A spherical room that looks like the back of someone's throat,
End of the line.
filled with dead. Pile of dead.
Are they all drained of blood?
No. But a couple are.
For the ones with the holes in it, is that anything familiar to what we saw in the Queen's like torture chamber area?
Not in the torture chamber area, but off that room that had the big skeleton statue that kept stepping on you and they had tiles on the floor.
Oh yeah.
There was a little room that had Edmund of Falworth's body in it, and he was wearing armor that he had gotten from the Musovers, and it was punched through like just a perfect circle through his body.
Does there seem to be any kind of pattern in the folks that have the hole punch wounds? You know what I mean? Like, is there any like?
Like, are they all old? Or are
Is
they
it
all
like
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Is it their heart
They'll-
or like something like that?
Yeah, like
Roll
race, whatever.
investigation.
Oh, I'm great at that.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay. Nope, that's
It just
a.
really sounded like an investigation.
Nope, it's a 3. I don't know.
I couldn't make
That's
it a
okay.
perception.
That's okay.
But perhaps you share your idea with one other person?
Sure, Betsy.
The most investigating?
Yeah,
Ah, yes. Please allow me. This is
Alright.
intriguing.
you're up, nerd.
Intriguing development. Yes.
Henry puts on his spectacles.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Well,
Yes, the 16-year-old.
18.
There appears to be no discernible pattern.
Yes. Yes. Completely at random. Almost as if some hole punching fetishist simply took joy in punching holes.
The hole punching thing seems to be always like right in the middle of the chest, but it doesn't necessarily. You see like half a heart peeking out of the hole. It's not like specifically removing the heart.
Okay.
And it's not like everyone is old or everyone has a mohawk or something.
Right.
Should we get rid of these bodies?
While they're
Should we eat them?
all investigating the pile for giggles, can I use my magic awareness to see if there's anything on anybody or anything glowy or interesting in the pile in the room?
Well, you wouldn't see it if it's behind total cover, which would be a pocket, but you may use this magic awareness.
No. I figured we're.
If we want to take 10 minutes, I can also do detect magic.
We can take. I mean, I don't think that we'll be disturbed.
Yeah, I mean, I thought
The room gets a little smaller, almost as if it's taking a breath.
Yeah.
You are doing that, so give me just a sec.
You would have liked Petra have some. She smelled like the forest.
No.
You yeah, roll a d100. You can roll 2d10, or I can give you the d100.
Hey, you. the big and.
Bonk.
Oof. 47.
47? Huh. You see a blue potion glowing in the hand of one of the dead.
Oh boy.
And I will just tell you, it is a potion of stone giant strength.
Yeah.
When you drink this potion, your strength score changes to 23 for 1 hour.
Nice.
That's fun.
Nice.
To your point, yes, I think.
Alright, I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
You do it. 10 minutes pass.
Any magic on any of the bodies?
Nope. She found the one interesting thing.
Yeah.
Is the cave or anything else magical?
Sort of.
Try to detect what's cool magic.
It's hard to tell. I'll give you some kind of answer.
Abyssal.
Let's see. Almost get your answer. You pick up traces of several schools of magic, several schools of magic, but there is a strong overtone of illusion magic. Illusion magic. The magic of illusion.
I try to disbelieve that this is happening.
Nothing changes.
Alright. I tell everybody what's going on. Very, very magical place we are. Illusion.
You can try to do one of those intelligence checks that you do to break an illusion by examining it closely, if you like.
Yeah, I feel like let's all examine it closely and see.
All right, I'm
see
examining
if-
it
you
closely.
can-
Is that just straight intelligence check?
it's
Sure.
an Intelligence saving throw. I think.
A
20.
saving throw? Okay.
Yep, that's about what I thought.
The wizard rolls a 20, oddly enough.
Natural 1!
Nice. If only I rolled that, because I rolled a 2.
No,
Which is
we
my
can't
worst-
reroll
worst
it, yeah.
What'd you say, Nat?
Nat 1, baby.
Nat 1, a 2, a 20. Okay, so you examine everything, trying to figure out if it's an illusion.
Oh, okay, so the bottom of
This
this.
is 100% real.
It seems real
And
to me.
you don't think it's an illusion. You really,
That's
Correct.
what I said, I know.
Very astute, yes.
Yes.
you are really inside of something with living walls, but it has a strong sense of illusion magic. Make me an Arcana or a History check.
Okay.
Beat a 22 total.
That's not gonna do it.
Nope. It makes you think of something, but you can't remember what.
It's
You can't think of it because this is real.
yeah.
There is no illusion.
Damn it, man.
But it makes you think about dreams.
Something about dreams.
What?
Dreams. Illusions and dreams.
They're dreaming to get the fuck out of here. This is terrible.
The wall again goes,
Ah, yes.
kind of breathes on you. The wall touches the back of your neck.
Does it feel like a
How
dream?
do we make? Why would Welrar? How would he come in here? B, why? And then how does
Because
he leave
Galactic Clash
again?
is in
agent
here,
of-
right?
He's the
Right, I
agent.
know, but and yet, what
Well, because
what
it's
business would he have
Give me an insight check.
done?
well,
To
it's
commune with his master.
kind of like the bodies sacrificing bodies of the.
It's a 25.
You remember that the note said
Aha.
Meet Golethakash in the kitchen basement.
Right.
It didn't say
Yeah.
squeeze through a crack.
I mean,
Hmm.
just I remember the note.
It's a lot of bodies they sacrificed here for this Galactica
Those are big.
mistress bullshit.
That brought. Yeah.
Let's fucking kill something.
All right. Well,
What do you suggest?
we have to get
Try
back.
another sphincter.
We have to get
Yeah.
back through the other door.
Let's try some more sphincters.
Maybe I can unlock it this time.
Yes.
Or just cut it.
I'll just
Let's fucking cut them all.
surgery.
Sure.
Alright, you doing okay?
Huh?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Kill.
He's doing
He's like,
Yeah, obviously
I'm
fine.
fine.
He's like,
So fine.
kill them all. Like God, sort of.
So, you guys go back through the throat-like hallway to the original room that you arrived in.
Yes.
And you re-examine the southwestern sphincter.
Yep.
You cannot do another lockpick check on it, but someone else could, or someone else could take another tack.
I can help you try to
Can I just try?
athletics it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I
You want to go on it?
Yeah.
just shove my
I
foot?
could try to pick it first. I'm
Good.
very out of practice, but in theory I am proficient in it.
Oh well, go for
I'll
it.
lend you my tools.
I'll try the
Thank you. I'll try not to
delicate
break
approach
them.
first.
I don't.
Don't forget to guidance yourself.
Yes. I always forget it.
You can do
Feel
that.
differently
What do you
about
say?
that.
Like, I got this.
Do it.
Positive words.
You can do this.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 22.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you like to describe how you
Definitely.
use the lockpicks in an alien understanding of how to manipulate nubbins?
Well, so I
After
think
not being able to
I think
open
it's
up
like
the
a
door.
pretty nice intersection of experience in both larceny and animal
Medicine.
husbandry, right? This is like born for this moment, right? So
Checks out.
like, yes, figure out how to, like manipulate this little polyp, and it is almost like, the pins on the in the key hole that
And
you
you have
have to lift, and so you just move this little polyp and this little nubbins, and
And then you guide the calf.
Et voila.
out. The calf. You do the work now.
Very good.
Yeah.
It goes and
Wow. Excellent work.
thank you, I know.
and it opens up, revealing an oval-shaped room.
Yeah.
Almost an ovum-shaped room with another sphincter in the southwestern corner and no other discernible exit. You are entering this room through the northwestern corner, and there appears to be a vortex of flesh in the southwestern corner, and it is an oval, almost egg-shaped room. This room has its own sort of polypy, lumpy growths within it. Fleshy walls and ceilings. This oval egg-shaped room. It has lots of orbs emerging from the wall on the eastern side of the room of various sizes. Fleshy globes. The larger ones, the flesh on them stretched taut like a pregnant woman's belly, or if you were blowing a balloon under my skin. The wall pulsates like a brain covered in beating open sores.
Does someone with a pokey weapon want to lance one of these little...
Or you can shoot it from far away with your.
With a chill touch, or all right, fair enough. I'll reach out a Hans lifts up his hand, and a skeletal hand emerges flies across the room, pointing a bony index finger, targeting one of the taut fleshy orbs. He's careful to stand so that no splashback would hit him in the face, and then boink, it flies right into the fleshy orb.
Okay. One moment, please.
Girl from Ipanema.
Hold music.
Yeah! But she has this girl from Ipanema.
That's cool. Hold music. Where we're at right now feels like the farthest thing from the beach at Ipanema.
Everybody roll initiative, please.
9.
Oh, yes.
Total.
Yep.
Did you say 16 has them?
16.
20.
8.
5.
Guys.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Let's all take the alert feat, please.
Do you have it?
Okay, Tabaxi Bard.
No.
Because whatever.
No.
Use your eloquence.
Yeah.
It was just, there were a lot of low rolls, and now I'm feeling
Feeling
worried.
alone.
We all have different gifts.
That's true.
Echo, office.
Okay.
This will be theater in the mind, but I'm just grabbing some miniatures for fun. Where are you? It's so dark in here. Do I have to wait for the light? Oh, there's one. There it is. Yeah, there's one. While we're doing theater of the mind, I'll just use the one. When he chill touches the sphere, the pulsating, distended sphere on the wall, a little creature bursts out of it.
No.
It is about the size of a fist, and it has 4 little eye stalks
yes.
on top of it.
Little baby eye creature. That is pretty cute.
The other 3 spheres next to it also burst open, and you find yourself facing some version of 4 gazers. Little tiny fist-sized things with 1 eyeball with 4 little chunky stalks on top. Ripe for murder and muck duck.
Yes.
We will use theater of the mind. It's so cute. I wanted a magnifying glass. Jasper, you're up first.
He takes his short sword and stabs the one in front of him.
Roll to hit them.
18.
Sure, you hit. Roll damage.
6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage has been done.
How's it look?
It looks pretty bad.
Okay.
It's mildly bad.
Okay.
Anything else?
No. I mean, they're just all kind of coming into the room, into the egg.
There are 4 spheres that burst. There are other spheres in the wall behind them.
Okay.
But the 4 most distended spheres burst, revealing baby gazers that fly out and attack you.
Okay. Yeah, nothing else. It's the first time I got to use my magical short sword.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hasam, you are up.
Alright, I'm staying in this room. I'm gonna do Thorn Whip on the same one that he attacked.
Okay, roll to hit.
That would be a 21.
That hits. Roll damage.
Thorn Whip, 26. That is 9 damage.
Okay, do you pull it all the way up to you?
No.
So like pull it up to 10 feet. So you just kind of like let it stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I move to the side so in this room so it can't see us. Can't see me.
No, the room is not that big, so it will see you.
The other room.
Oh, you move into the room you left?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, it looks pretty fucked up. You, like, burst its big eye when you thorn whip it.
Sweet.
It's still kicking. And it says, "But I'm just a baby."
Ooh.
It says in a deep Shakespearean timbre.
But I am but a babe.
Yeah.
I am it.
I am but a babe, and you dare strike me so, sir? Okay, Lord Hans, you're up.
Lord Hans is gonna chill touch the the damaged beholder king.
Oh, it's just a baby gaze.
He's gonna
Gazelet.
chill touch the baby gaze.
The gaze.
He's gonna. Lord Hans lifts his hand, and the hand emerges, and a skeletal hand flies forth, making a coochie coochie.
Oh, I thought you were shushing it.
Coochie coochie coo, and it flies at him and pokes him in one of the
Roll
little
the
eyes.
hit, please.
That is going to be a 18.
Roll damage, please.
All right.
1d8.
2d8.
2d8.
Cantrips
I'm
get
a
stronger.
baby.
12.
Describe the death of this small creature.
The coochie coochie coo figure comes up and then grabs his face and collapses it in its hands and squeezes it like squeezing the juice from a peach. And then flips the bird and vanishes.
And it says, but I did not have a chance to live.
The other little baby
This
gaze.
is all I will know of life.
Baby gazers look horrified and
Their eyes get bigger.
as angry as a baby gaze could be. Okay, it is their turn now, and they will go before Lord Hans if they survive another round. Let's see what they do.
This is the nursery.
I mean, we're in the egg room with the eggs, so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It stands to reason.
One of them is angry at Lord Hans, so it flies up to him and tries to bite his face.
It's trying to nibble on you.
And it hits,
Ooh.
and it does only 2 damage.
What the fuck?
Lord Hans only has 34 hit points, while Una has 81. He takes 2 damage.
Ow.
2. The other, the second of the 3 creatures, the other of the creatures looks angrily at Lord Hans, and one of its little eye stalks glows, and you see a skeletal hand flying back at you.
You've taught them.
We've
instructed them.
Does it do the bird?
And
Does it go
Bird
coochie
flying
coochie
towards
goo?
Yeah.
It's just imitating. You know, babies, they love to
He's
imitate.
like maybe a little proud.
Hans got a smile.
I'm gonna go.
and it hits you,
Ah!
and it does 10 damage.
Wow.
Oh!
Not.
2d8 of damage, as happens above level 5.
Who is the master now?
It does 10 damage to you, and you cannot heal yourself in between your turns
Even
here.
with good berries?
Yep.
You cannot heal yourself. Yes, please waste your good berries. You have been chill touched.
Oh, damn.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh.
Now you know what it feels like.
However, it's not done.
Birth of empathy.
What's
It,
that? The birth of empathy?
Yeah. This is what it feels like to be chill touched.
it shoots you with another ray on its head, and please make a dex save, Lord Hans.
Alright.
13.
Okay, you fail, and similar to the sphere that it came out of, a placenta-like globule grows around you as this ray hits you, and you find yourself restrained inside of a membrane of sorts. And it sucks for you. And you cannot see out of it either. So I will say you are restrained and blinded.
Oh. Wow. That's pretty strong.
There's one more which has not gone. And let's see, you started killing
I
one.
struck one.
So it flies at you and tries to bite you. And it hits. Right, a 19 to hit hits you, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And it does 8 piercing damage with its little dirty teeth. Bringing you to 34 out of 42.
Correct.
And now it is Daphne's turn.
By chance, are Jasper and Hans standing within 5 feet of one another? Are those little guys
Jasper and
right
Lord
there?
Hans?
Yeah. Are we all near each other? How big is this room? What are we doing?
Sure. Yeah.
Great. Yep. So Daphne will do Twin Toll the Dead on the respective gazers that have attacked these gentlemen. It's a DC 16 Wisdom.
Twin told the dead on them, you say.
Yes, please.
One passes, one fails.
Okay, the one that fails takes. Oh my god. 2d12, 3 damage.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, take that.
Okay.
Ding dong.
Uh-huh.
Doorbell.
Exactly.
Yeah, told the doorbell.
Any,
That's how it, no.
any bonus action?
No.
You know what a great bonus action would be?
Hmm.
Giving a command to your undead servant.
Is it a bonus action to command him?
Yep.
Oh,
but
and also
it
I didn't
lasts.
roll for him in initiative either.
No, he goes directly after you.
Oh, he does, okay. Good to
And
know.
you tell him what to do with your bonus action. And you
Okay.
could just say, attack that thing,
Yeah.
and then he'll just keep attacking it. You don't have to bonus action attack every time.
Oh, great.
You could tell him with your bonus action, watch that door, and then he'll
Great,
just
I
stay there
totally
watching
forgot
that
about
door.
him. Thank you. Yeah, I will tell him to attack the one that's attacking Hans.
Okay. So, Zombie Welrar looks at the one that's attacking Lord Hans and goes, ah.
Hell yeah.
And semi-invisible bells appear on either side of the gazer
Sure.
as Welrar casts Toll the Dead on
Oh, he's
Oh.
learning.
it. And the baby gaze fails, and that's the one that you just hurt, right?
Yeah, so 2d12.
So 2d12.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Welrar. So much more useful in death. That is 9 damage to the baby
She's
gaze.
trying to not look kind of embarrassed that hers was so much worse, but it's like, yes, this all goes according to plan. This is good.
And Welrar is like, ah.
Good, Très bien. That's good.
And
you.
so he'll just keep
Yeah.
doing that. You can use your bonus action for other things later if you want.
Great.
And Una, it's your turn.
Ew.
There is one baby gaze that is pretty fucked up, and one that is somewhat unhurt.
Which of them has Hans in like a membrane?
The hurt one.
The really fucked up one.
Okay.
But that one shot him with a ray, and now he's in a placenta.
And if I briefly did a scan, does it feel like there's any more big ones that are gonna pop out of the wall, or I don't know?
You can insight.
I would like to insight the wall of how many more I think are coming. Oh, my insight is not great. It's 11. It's a real quick glance.
You know, this is a really weird situation, and it's kind of hard to tell.
Alright, well then, fuck it. I'm gonna go into a rage As I do.
Rage!
I rolled a 9.
1 out of 4 of your rages. Interestingly, in 1D&D, they make rages last 10 minutes now, so you can drag them between encounters
Whoa.
in a
Just be
dungeon.
Angry.
But do you still have to keep attacking or something? Okay.
There's
wow.
it's something like you can renew it as a bonus action.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
It was a 9.
you rolled a d10 and you got a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't
So
have my little
yep.
paper here.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have it up.
I think it's orb time.
Really?
I think so. I
Give me
think I
one
have a
sec.
double
Oh,
orb one.
Give me a sec.
You
I'll
tell
check
me if
it.
matches.
9. Yes, it's orb time.
It's orb shit.
It's
You
orb
can't-
Time, yeah.
You feel it calling from the orb in your pocket. Pick a target.
What were the
I
clouds like when you were
these.
young?
These
It's
remind
like, oh, they
me.
went on forever. Sorry, it's the orb.
Oh,
You know.
Uh,
Nobody listens
This is
to
a
the orb.
free charge.
yeah. This is my free charge.
Who are you targeting?
I'm gonna. Part of me wants to just target the wall in general, but that may be a terrible idea. Who knows?
You do Una.
Maybe
Yeah.
Una's
Yeah,
gonna
what
go
would
for
do
the
now?
wall of
WWOD.
burn them all
Mhm.
for Hassem's fallen heroes.
You target the
Una
wall
wants to go
of smaller and larger spheres of somewhat protruding and somewhat less protruding spheres. The
Yeah.
eastern wall of the room.
Where's
The-
it?
100!
Yes!
There's Biggies.
The holy D100 from Etsy.
Biggie.
Please roll the beautiful ball of joy.
Oh, it's a big one.
Ooh,
What is that?
58. That's what I see.
58.
Una raises the snow globe that she once received at the Mussover's dinner. The same snow globe that she stood on top of the boat while crossing to the Isle of
Like, I hope
Kaffa.
that awesome thing happens again.
The same snow globe that she used under the ground against the brain turkeys. And she points it at the wall of orbs. And you roll a 58?
I rolled a 58.
And you roll a 58. Roll me a
Go back to hell.
roll me a D4 and a D10.
Oh boy. Okay. The D4 is a 2.
Were you in the game where with Sam Phillips where she ended up as like a potted plant
The
for
D10
entire like big
is
boss fight?
a
That's hilarious.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Because of the globe?
She's a wild magic sorcerer, so it was like a similar table or
Right.
whatever, and ended up in a huge like high stakes fight as a potted plant.
But I'm a plant.
A suit of magical chainmail appears between you and the wall of orbs and thwacks into the squishy ground.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
you
do we get to keep that?
All right.
What do I wear?
Take,
Well, that
and she
was-
says,
I wear a
and she
hat.
says, take that!
Ah!
a gift.
So
Will you give up?
That was just me raging. So
that was just something that happens when you rage. So
Yeah.
you've got
On
your
your
whole
section,
deal.
So now I still want to attack I'm gonna go for the one that was messing with Hans.
Yes.
And that's gonna be a 23
Sure, roll
to
damage.
hit. That's gonna be a 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage. Scimitar damage.
Describe death.
Yeah.
She just like takes it. She just sideways going for removal of stalks and top of head and just slices it right in the hip.
Mm-hmm.
The stalks go this way and the head goes that way.
It's slicing a watermelon.
It's like
Yeah.
Fruit Ninja in the
Oh,
sky.
yeah.
Swap.
Perfect. It is dead, and there's
Speed.
one left that just bit Jasper.
And I'm
you.
gonna try to hit that one with my
Yeah, we'll get it.
extra attack. No, maybe not. That's only an 11.
No hitty.
No,
It-
11, 12, 13. Wait. Probably not. Anyway.
What does
is
the
it?
die
5?
say?
It's a 5 and I have a +8.
Nope.
No. Damn! Swift!
The little thingy floats above your blade.
No. That's it.
Okay. Back to the top. G. Hasper, you've got one engaged with you, having just bitten on your little facey.
Ah, I'm gonna
That's nice.
whack it.
Get it.
Yeah. Oh, well, 13 doesn't hit.
It
Right.
does not.
Does not. Okay. Well, let me think for a second, real quick. That's okay. Jasper's going to disengage as a bonus action.
That is,
He'll touch his bracelet.
Ring of disengage with a bonus action.
does that have a certain amount that you can use per long rest?
Yeah, 1.
Once per long rest, alright?
What do you think? No, fuck it. I'll just stay
I
there.
just talked him out of it.
Yeah, you just did. Yeah, I'll just stay there. And
It's okay, we'll get that.
yeah.
So you're engaged with this thing, this thing's right in your face, what do you do? Stab it?
Huh?
You stab it?
I tried
Roll
to.
it.
Tried
I
to.
missed.
Okay,
And,
roll a 15.
yeah.
Bonus action. You don't inspire anyone.
Just gonna
When it
stay
does-
there.
Like, you know when a cat like bats at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Has some.
Alright, I'll poke my head in and attack the one that I can see.
Alright.
Wait, where did you go?
He went.
I went and walked to the other
You're
room.
smart.
20 something.
Sure, what are you attacking with?
The thorn whip.
Okay, you hit.
7 damage.
7 damage. It takes the damage. It is not dead.
And then I go back around the corner.
Alright.
Thanks.
Now it
Yeah, I
is.
look fine. Wait, what's that sack doing there?
Now it is the baby gaze's turn. Lord Hans. Oh yes. Okay. Nothing. The baby gaze looks at you, and it starts firing off little lights on its little things. And make a dex save, please.
10.
Okay. Even with all that dex you have. A placenta starts to grow around you.
Yeah.
But before it completes, the thing shoots a ray of frost at you.
If it's in melee range, it's at disadvantage.
Well,
yes.
it missed even with one roll. And then the placenta wraps around your face, making you this whole dungeon so far. All I can think about is Jim Carrey climbing out the butt of the rhino.
Or the rhino.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Close Encounters. Or no, what was the one with the, not Close Encounters, the one with the pod people?
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah, body snatchers.
Body snatchers, yeah.
It misses with the ray of frost, but you are placentified. And
Right before I'm placentified, I say, "Ha! You missed!"
and you're restrained and blinded.
Okay.
Lord Hans, it is your turn. You are restrained and blinded. It will wear off at the end of your turn.
Can I grasp my frigid wicked sickle on my belt?
You can.
I'm gonna whip out my frigid wicked sickle, and I'm gonna cut through the placenta.
Okay.
I'm gonna slice the placenta right off me
All right.
with my frigid wicked sickle.
You're.
Which implement are you using?
What is it called again?
I've been holding this for a long
So
time.
you are restrained. So your attacks are with disadvantage, and the placenta will leave you at the end of the turn. So if you want to use your action to cut out of the placenta, then you'll have nothing else to do for the rest of the turn.
Then again, there's not much I can do in the placenta either.
You could attack the. You'd be at disadvantage because you're blinded and restrained, but you could try to attack the thing that's on him.
Okay, yes, I'll try to poke my frigid wicked sickle through the placenta
Hey, watch it!
to attack the
You can't even
other
see where it is!
the other creature that's
I'm
attacking.
so glad to
Jasper.
hear that old name once more. The Wicked Sickle. Roll with disadvantage to hit.
Be careful, that's pokey.
Okay, I'm gonna miss. Yeah, that's gonna be a 7. Yeah, 7.
Still a magic user. So you try to hit the thing outside the placenta, this dark shape that is floating around out there, and you just cut through the placenta thing. You cut through the membrane, and you're free.
All right, I'm gonna move away from the beholder, the baby gazer.
Very good. Daphne.
Well, we'll try and toll the dead on it again. Bless you.
Ah, thank you.
DC.
It passes.
Okay, so then we'll have Welrar keep going.
Okay, and your command to him was just to
said-
attack it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, this time he tries the slam attack.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he misses.
Sorry.
Good thing we have Una to cover the rear.
Disillusion spear.
He said, bonus action, just cast Hold the Dead. Okay, Una.
Slice and dice and oh yeah, that's a 23.
Yep, roll damage.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, almost dead.
Hit it again! 18 hit?
Yep.
Okay, good. 2, 5.
Describe.
This time I'm leaping, she just leaps out. Is it still like kind of on his face? Or
Yes.
is it, so she's just gonna leap up into the air and then from the top just spear it down like dead into the ground.
Yeah.
She's like, "Ah! I have way too much rage left in my body.
And the ground goes as well as you spear it into the ground. And we are out of combat and we are moving into checkouts. I believe that we end at 10 in this world.
Yep.
So we'll do checkouts and then we'll do just a quick schedule-y talk. I'll get you out of here as soon as possible.
Permission to eat 10 good berries before we check out?
Nope.
Nope.
Next time.
Nope.
Jasper's still in the placenta.
Raise your hand if you have inspiration. 1, 2.
Check my old character sheet, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, 3 people have inspiration, so no inspo vote.
Listening today.
Something you enjoyed about the session, something you enjoyed that another player did, and let's just say, if you can think of it, favorite moment from the session. And you're first again today.
Okay, well, some of this is double dipping, so I'm thinking, you know. But I think favorite moment and maybe favorite thing that someone did was Michael had a really nice one-liner about the temples, like the I wave back. That's great. But also broadly, I love seeing the absurd conclusions to what happens when Tim so thoroughly commits to a bit. You know, so I think Daphne and I both enjoy that because it's ridiculous. And yeah, being in a spooky, congested tunnel, not the best. So it's good. Evocative. It's nice playing with the lighting.
All right.
I'm probably just going to echo that. I mean, Tim, the first, I don't know what it was, first 3 hours of the game when you were trying to persist in getting that scroll was fantastic. It was really fun to watch and watch your interplay with Jake and how Jake reacted to it. And it was like, I felt like I was watching a wonderful theater performance where you guys were just going at each other. And yeah, well done. I would have given up long before then. So, bravo. Yeah, and all the spookiness, the lights, the claustrophobia. And then pointing out that the note said, meet me in the basement. I thought that was great. A nice little realization, like, holy shit, where are we going? So looking forward to seeing what's coming next. I'm excited to be back in a dungeon crawl.
Yay!
Yeah.
Me too.
No.
To have you in the dungeon crawl. I made up this dungeon like 3 months ago. Like, I haven't prepared anything for months. I'm like, go in the fucking dungeon. So yeah, I'm glad.
And we almost didn't.
Yeah. I was
We
like,
overcame
okay,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
you
let's
guys-
go cross town.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back.
You still
and do
used
something.
up like 3 spell slots getting into the
Yeah.
dungeon. Okay.
Yeah, this is great to be moving into new terrain. I really am enjoying just the emotional development and changes of like Hassam's new bloodlust and darkness of the world, and Daphne's revelation of something personal to the
Oh my
group.
God, no,
What? But then also, and also Jasper, for all his eloquence, kind of like being like, "Oh, really? What happened? What's his name? Where why don't you tell me more?" It's like, well, she's clearly emotional. It's almost got a deep elbow in the ribs. Like, what the fuck? But and yes, the nonstop comedy, and just also both the complete character emotional accuracy of Hans's like absolute determination that of course these people are gonna do what he wants them to do, and just like the how long it took to like just realize like no, no means no, commoner.
And he's also like casting spells.
Yeah.
On them.
how
rather aggressive
belligerent.
mood.
That was just an exquisite Karen reenactment.
Yes, the asking for the
Total
managers.
belligerence.
Yes.
And violence of leaving was incredible. And then to you as well, just like, oh my god, the visceral and horrible descriptions of the place that we are and having to manipulate sphincters to open doors is just absolutely wonderful. I love it so much. It's so gross. It's the worst place ever.
Yeah, the idea of trying to like manipulate the things
Yeah.
to pick the lock
Yeah.
inside this fleshy, tight area.
Yay.
As an experience, I enjoyed that library sequence so much. I enjoyed it so much, and I enjoyed it especially because of my terrible rolls. I had like 3 2s. That would have been like 1 persuasion would have simply solved the whole problem, and instead just kept falling down the stairs. And the play of all the characters from the DM was fantastic. My favorite moment in there was Daphne and Jasper, and especially Daphne's role play with the campfire cards was perfect. Note perfect. A little minimalist, is that the word? Like something that just like the ability to withhold was perfect. People try not to show their emotions.
Yes. And she's the only one that's like not on camera. Like,
Yeah.
barely on camera.
Yeah, it was great. And overall a great session. It's always good to end with like, after all that intense dialogue and then intense emotion, it's always good to end inside an asshole fighting things that put you in placentas, just to remind us why we're all here. So thank you.
Yes. And the moment where Briusk met Briusk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, how is he going to handle this? You handled it perfectly. And then he's like high-fiving himself. I've always wanted to do this. That was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. I also like how you did. I forgot what spell you casted, but chill touch.
Yeah.
And then it did chill touch back.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
little baby learning.
Yeah, it's like learning and doing, and then your
Oh, the Toll the
zombie.
Dead.
Yeah.
You did Tell the Dead, and then the zombie does
You're
Tell
like
the Dead.
showing the zombie.
Way
Hold it
better,
down.
yeah.
They're all learning. They're all learning and growing. And then I always find it interesting with Laura's characters because it takes like forever to learn anything, and like in none of the campaigns were we able to learn like everything about our character? So I'm interested to see, even though handsome didn't learn anything because
Sure.
he was sleeping,
Yeah,
but,
it was like-
but it was
I'm sure someone will catch him up on the office goss,
yeah,
right?
yeah, but
The water cooler.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm rather good at that.
There's a lot of water coolers inside the
Mhm.
place you were.
Inside of placentas.
Yeah. And anybody let me know if it's too gross or it's too triggering or whatever. I have problems with baby related things, so it's kind of on the edge for me, but I like the body stuff.
The Call of Cthulhu vibes.
Sure, I still have never played it, but we're in a throat. One day. I enjoyed. I really enjoy your character arc. You know, you decided to make the death of those people like a big turning point for you, and I like how that's shaping up, and you're always understated with it. I enjoyed everyone's trying to figure out the doors and manipulating polyps and bumps and picking locks and breaking them open and everything. I'm really happy that you're in this place, and I really enjoyed the dressing up as the lizard man thing. The library thing, I was just like, I'm giving you every chance to not fuck this up, and you're just like, I deserve to be here. This is my library. So that was fun, and of course the hand squishing the eyeballs like grapes. I'm glad Una got to use the orb, and don't forget about your magical chainmail, which has appeared. I enjoyed the Theater of the Mind battle, and the various powers of the little gazers. And yes, Welram Mirden casting spells on your behalf. I like Una's just sort of subtle introduction of the mage hand carrying the torch, and just similar like little dribs and drabs of what the hell is going on with Una. And seeing her change and mold and everything. You know, we've been playing this game for 20 months, and so watching these characters sort of grow in these great ways really sounds great. That you guys are level 7 and. Yes, please cast clairvoyance into that crack in the wall. Use up all your spell slots before you get in there.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jasper, if only you had stayed with Lord Hans and
It was much better than I did.
Agree.
protected him.
No.
You can't protect people from themselves.
Used your eloquence to save him, and great job, you know, conserving your resources while battling the little egg babies. Yeah, that was something that frustrated me recently playing with players. Like, we're just in the first area of what is clearly a big dungeon. Do not go Nova. We're trying to last a little while. So I enjoyed that, and yes, your role play, very believable. I will cast you. I will cast you.
I got it.
Yeah, you got the job. You got the role.
Yay.
So wonderful. Good game.